Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. If you over there on YouTube, make sure y'all like, comment, and especially subscribe. If you're on Facebook on the New Normal Podcast page, make sure y'all share, give us a follow. Um, Thank y'all for tuning in today. Today we're going to be talking about soft girl era and what that looks like. How do we get here? Who made women want to revert back to being soft and feminine and soft spoken and want to be flowers instead of concrete roses? Who did this? What trajectory got us here? How did women become so hard and masculine from the get-go? um y'all let us know y'all opinions on what y'all think in the comment section. Today we got a new initiate to the New Normal Podcast, Ashanti.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, she can. Oh shit! Let me turn her mic up. She already,
Oh.
she already acting
Wait.
nervous and shit. Let me turn her mic
I'm
up.
not nervous. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, well, thank you. Tell them your social media handles and stuff where they can find you at.
Hey, you guys. My name is Ashanti Jordan. You can find me on all platforms at Ashanti Jordan, and on Instagram, it's just Ashanti Jordan with two underscores.
And thank you. And y'all know, a reoccurring guest is on my show, Brad.
Toastmakers, shot takers, and pub chasers. This is your great sir, Bradley Ashton, man. Back again on New on my podcast with my main man Sid. You know, my handles, man, Sir Bradley Ashton. On Facebook, Sir got two R's. On Instagram, Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Today, like I said, let me go to the page. Soft girl era. So we got some videos we're about to play when it comes to soft girl era and see what the trajectory or what the consensus is on how women are feeling about soft girl era right now. Let's go.
Was complaining before, and I've been enjoying this soft girl era that I'm going through. I've never been able to be a soft girl. I'm so like, and now I'm just like, and then when I lower my voice and I need to be taken seriously and handled delicately, and I just look and I'm like, baby, look, I'm not okay. I need this. I need you. I get whatever the fuck I want. Who told me to be aggressive? This is crazy.
Soft girl.
So after y'all seen that, how are y'all feeling about soft girl era? Ashanti, since you're the newest guest, I'm gonna let you go first and tell us your thoughts.
Okay, so I actually like soft girl era. I guess I've known about it before it was an era or before it's got its name.
Hmm.
But I mean, she's just using it to her advantage. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's subjective to the person that is receiving it, but I definitely agree with it. I don't think that women should be, if it's their choice, I don't think that they should be living masculine, hard, going through hardships. I think they should rest in their femininity. I think sometimes we all use things to our advantage. I think men use certain things, their masculinity to their advantage. Why can't a woman soften her voice up a little bit and get some help with the groceries or get some help? It's not manipulative.
Hold on. It's not manipulative.
No, it's not.
So to soften your voice and get what you want when you're not actually soft, that's not manipulative.
But I don't think that you're not aware of what's going on. Are you? Are you unaware?
Talking about me as a man,
Yeah.
I could be. Most men are not savvy when it comes to women, and most women know that.
I don't say. I mean, I don't know. I think it's the pool of people that you're around. I think
Hold
I'm
on
around
now.
pretty
Hold on
intelligent
now.
men.
Hold
So
on, hold
I don't know that.
Hold on, dog. Hold on.
I don't know that. I'm not saying it's not
so,
true. I just don't know it.
So you've been posting your DMs on Facebook
Yeah, of course.
and the things that men have been saying to you. in your DMs on Facebook,
Mhm.
does it seem like men are good with women?
I would say the men that I normally attract in real life are separate from the ones in my
That's not
DMs.
that was not my question. That was
Okay. If you want me to give you a more direct answer,
yeah. So
I would
already
say-
she with that bullshit.
no,
Ah,
I'm not. I would say you're
Answer-
correct.
Okay.
That there are men out here that are lacking emotional intelligence. They're lacking social skills with women via directly DM for sure, text message for sure. But I don't think that's a majority of men. I think those are just like you mentioned on the podcast previously, incels.
So, question for people that are watching: do y'all think men are good with women, talking to women, approaching women, cold approaching, sliding into DMs? Let us know, because so far Ashanti's been with the bullshit.
I can
And
answer the
so-
question now.
So I asked you, do
Okay.
you think men are savvy when it comes to women? And you said to me you attract, but I was specifically talking about the men that slid in your DMs.
Right, but we are talking about soft girl era. Now we're talking about DMs.
Because
so-
I'm gonna tie it all in.
Okay,
Trust me,
I'm
I
listening.
I got you. So I'm asking you, do you
Okay.
think men are understand or privy to the tactics that women have?
Yes.
Because you asked me earlier, do I not know that a woman is basically being manipulative or lowering her voice to get what she wants? So just like the video we watched earlier, is that woman really living in a soft girl era, or is she using it to an advantage?
So without context, I do think that she is being manipulative in that clip. I do.
Because she was like, who told me I gotta be like rah and shit like that? I can get what I want. Just lowering your voice, because most women don't seem to understand this. When men mention tone when speaking to us, it's because a woman has to speak to us in a certain octave to get us to listen to them, to get us to do the things that they want us to do, to get us to feel like I'm your man and you respect and reverence me. So when you're talking aggressive to a man, it just puts you in a masculine state. Now I feel like I'm talking to another man. Brad, how do you feel about the clip we just watched?
Yeah, the young lady, she definitely came off manipulative. Like just her, like when I first saw it, I was like, man, she looked like trouble, man. Like I'm already seeing her with the we know that as black men, you know what I'm saying, sisters with the green eyes and stuff.
Oh Lord.
She got the array of tattoos, you know what I'm saying? She's showing out the cleave. I'm like, you look like trouble. And then
She looked like trouble.
I did not pick up on all of that.
She do look like trouble. She does.
And you know what I mean when I say
Yeah.
she look like trouble, but it's like as she was speaking, I was like, it sounds good. You know, it sounds good. And she could have had somebody. If she would have kept it on like from start to finish, when she started cussing, that's how I was like, ah.
So let's talk about that, because a lot of people don't address language when it comes to women. Do you feel like it's a masculine thing for women to use a lot of profanity?
Most definitely, man. Like, I'm not really too much of a huge stickler when it does come to profanity, but when like every other word in your sentence is a cuss word, it's kind of like she's like, I even find myself at times when I'm having conversations with certain women who I do have a relationship with, like baby, can we tone it down? And then when I do mention it to them, you know, they feel like I'm trying to control them. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to control you, but like, do you pay attention to what you're saying right now? And I think some are so used to just talking in that type of tonality and using that type of verbiage and speech that they really don't pick up. Like, man, I really do use a lot of like swears in my vocabulary, to the point where it could come off very, very masculine in a way. Because
But do you think that it's a time and place though for like? Because I think also I do agree with what you're saying, but I do think profanity can be used also to express an emotion as well.
yeah, I'm not. No. That's what I was saying. Like I'm not really like me personally speaking, like I'm not too much of a big stickler on it. But it's like when it's like every other word, like I get like using a profane word to kind of get your expression out. You know what I'm saying? But when you using that in every single every other word, it's kind of like okay, like you kind of being obsessive with it now.
Okay. I can get with that.
So what do you think, Ashanti? Do you think profanity is masculine, or is it time and are you a time and a place type of person?
I definitely think it depends on time and place, right? So, I'm not gonna lie. I get upset, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna just curse you out. I think it's a time and place, or even if I'm using profanity, I'm not gonna be, in the middle of the street just screaming to the high heavens. But I do think in more intimate settings, I think it could be a little bit something that you can let slide, a couple of times. I do feel like it can become excessive though. So I agree that it can come off as masculine when it's not in that appropriate time and place. Like if you out with your partner and he did something to upset you and you cursing him out on the side of the street or something like that, that's a little bit berating. And I think that is definitely emasculating to someone. But if you're in a private conversation, you had a hard day at work or something crazy happened, and you just like this person, blah blah blah. I don't feel like you are operating in masculinity in that situation. So,
So I got a question. A woman and a man is in public.
okay,
The woman starts berating the man, arguing, throwing profanities, the finger in the face, and she hits him.
okay.
I know where you go.
She hits him, right? Is a man in that moment supposed to A, walk away, B, whoop her ass, or C, call the police?
So, I have never been in this position, so this is a vantage point I have no experience in. When you say hit, can you describe this? Can you describe this assault for me, just so I can have full clarity? I mean, is she like hitting you across the head with a bottle? Is she like coming at you with a hammer? Is it a weapon involved? Did she slap you?
So I gotta
I need a little bit more context.
I need to tell you how the woman hit the man, right? That's what you're asking me, not the response here.
I think you just asked me what the response would be of the assault, right?
Right. But you
Okay.
want to know what kind of hit the woman did to the man, right?
I would like to know. I would like to know in any situation what assault occurred.
She slapped him. Open hand, lean back, Will Smith slap.
Okay. And it was that the only physical interaction?
Y'all. Yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know. Yes.
Yes, that was the only thing. She just slapped the shit out of him. Like the nigga had spit fly his mouth after he got slapped. How should a man react? 1, A, beat the shit out. Walk away. B, beat her ass. Or C, call the police.
I would say a combination of two. They can both exist at the same time.
A combination of which two?
I think he should walk away, and if he is in imminent danger, for sure, he should be calling the authorities.
Okay, so you don't agree that if a woman steps into a man's place, she should be treated like a man?
I don't agree with any person, male or female, making any type of physical contact with anybody.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Yes.
If a man is assaulted, should he then in turn defend himself?
Would he like to go to jail as well?
I'm asking you. Okay, hold on. This is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
If you and a woman were out, or just in general, if a woman slaps the shit out of you, what are you doing?
I am going to walk away and I'm calling the police.
Okay, so you're not a violent person by nature.
I'm not.
Okay, well, that might be the reason you get that answer.
Yeah.
Me personally, I ain't letting nobody put their hands on.
That's fine. I didn't grow up fighting. You know, I did live a soft life. I didn't
Yeah.
have to grow up in the streets and tussling and stuff. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, but it's just not my walk of life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to retaliate in the courtroom. So we're going to get our last lick, but mine is going to hit harder than yours did.
I respect it. You know, I'm a male. So fighting is kind of like a man thing. You know, not being killing or aggressive, nothing like that. But you know, growing up, you're going to fight. People are going to check you. Sometimes it's just a masculine thing. We're going to see basically who's the man in certain areas: basketball, football, locker room, gym, school. So who's really the big dog? So sometimes it comes a point in time where you, as a man, you're going to have to fight, and sometimes you got to beat the shit out of somebody, or if you don't, everybody else gonna come. You know. So I understand when you say you haven't grown up like that, because I personally find it very unattractive to see women fight.
Right.
Like, I don't like to see women fight at all. But I also don't believe anyone should be able to put their hands on anyone. And I think no matter the gender or sex of a person, whatever we're using today, whatever y'all want to use, you know, in society, nobody should be able to just walk away without feeling the wrath for that person, or however you want to retaliate. Like I said, your retaliation is courtroom. Mine wouldn't be the courtroom. I would put that bitch on her neck.
Wow.
That's how I am. Brad,
and how would you be? Would you be comfortable if you went to jail and you did your time? Would you be like, this was definitely the right decision?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
But me, my mindset is always like, when it comes to my body is all I have, right? That this is one thing that I know that I have. Like, it's me. So what I eat, how I treat it, what I feed it, who I have sex with, like what I do for my body is me. This is what I know I can control. And when it feels like a person has sometimes taken that control out of you, of your life, sometimes you have to try to get it back in the ways that you know. And for me, sitting in jail to whoop your ass is worth it for me. But like you said, it might not be worth it for you, because you might feel like, I got this job, I got my family, I got X, Y, Z. And a lot of times with me having a family now, that does slow me up from certain things. It makes me think about the consequences and shit like that. And since I've been married with kids, nobody has taken me to a level of where I'm willing to go sit in jail behind something. You feel what I'm saying?
I guess I have a different perspective. My dad is an attorney, you know, so hearing people make split decisions that cost them way more, you know, and so for me, is this girl that just hit me worth me being an orange? I can't even get my hair done or look cute. Absolutely.
See, that's your thing. You want to look cute, huh?
Absolutely not. I don't eat oatmeal. They serve jail food. I can't do it.
Look,
I can't do it. I'm not cut from that cloth.
But look,
so you're gonna go.
Look,
and I want you to have a story to tell. I want you to be going, and when churches come and they are like, yeah, when churches come and they want to, you know, talk to people, they want you to come and be like, I made a mistake. It was a girl in Birmingham. I slapped her and I did up in here. I want that to be your story. It ain't gonna be mine.
But have you seen how swagged up people be in jail now?
I haven't seen a swag that I would want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't. Okay. I haven't. Even, you know what? My DMs full of men in prison. It's not giving.
A lot of men in prison?
I actually had a man ask me out on a date on one of my posts. On one of my posts. Yes. I said, are you in jail? Yeah, he's in jail. So yes. It doesn't look cool. It looks dirty, dingy, dusty, crowded.
Have you ever FaceTimed any of these men in jail?
I have.
You should.
I actually have a friend that's in jail. Okay. And I have video chatted with him before. And the background is not a place that I want to hang out ever.
That would be a great content for you to FaceTime a nigga in jail.
I'm not going to do that.
So we can see how nigga in jail pull bitches. Yeah, we need to see how niggas in jail pull bitches.
I have never been pulled by one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. When I say bitches, I'm not calling you that. Okay?
No, I ain't never been pulled by a man in jail. That's what I want to be clear on.
Okay. She ain't never been pulled
by. I don't want a pen pal. I have a friend that's in jail and he's only been a friend. That's it. You know, it ain't never been nothing more than that.
So Brad. Situation happened to you, what you doing?
In the past life, I probably would have did A and B.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, man,
walk away and beat her behind.
Beat her ass and then walk away.
Wow.
One of the two.
Oh,
yeah.
one or two.
Oh, one or two.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you said
one or
and.
two. Because this is the thing, man. Like when we talk about this whole notion of like equality between men and women, it's a strange conundrum where we will say that we are alike, but then when it comes to physicality, we still have to treat women with kid gloves. And it's kind of like with me, when a woman kind of steps in that arena with a man, I kind of feel like she forfeits her femininity in that way. And you know what I'm saying, she kind of put herself in position of a man. So I kind of feel like if you're able to throw equal rights, you get equal loves, you know.
Hey, that's real.
And then also too, unfortunately, you do have some men out here who do not play the radio with a
Yeah.
chick. Like if a chick is to put their hands on them, a dude will hit her back. Or if it's a dude that's close to her, he'll get knocked out in space of her. Like we've seen videos, YouTube videos of guys getting assaulted by women, and instead of hitting the chick because he recognizes, this is a woman.
But he beat a nigga up or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be similar.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. I got a question, Ashanti. Have you seen that video when Marshawn Lynch was at the camp? You know who Marshawn Lynch is?
Is he the one that's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined?
Boom.
Okay. Is
Yes,
he?
yes,
Is that
he said
him?
it.
That's
Okay, I didn't see
Okay.
that. But he was basically at
He
a
has
football.
dreads, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was basically at a football camp, and a woman, one of the kids he was coaching, mother, had an issue with him. And his reply to her was, "Ma'am, where is your husband? I would like to speak to your husband." And basically, he was saying the things and the issue that they were having on the football field is for men to talk about. But she was still like, "Hey, whoop whoop" in his face and stuff like that.
Yeah, talk to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk to me and all of this. How do you feel about that? If a man says, "With your son, I would like to speak to your husband because you may not understand the issue," would you get offended by that?
I don't think so. And maybe my perspective may be different from hers because I never grew up watching my mom act in the way that you are describing. And I've also never had my mom watch her have conflict with someone. So, this is just a perspective. I probably would want my husband to be present because this is our child. And I guess we're going to be discussing where the child fits in on the team, I'm assuming, or whatever it is. And we're a unit, and so if the father is active and present, then I do think that he should be involved in the conversation. I don't think that it's a problem with that.
So you don't feel like a man telling you, even though it's concerning your child,
It's our child, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying in that moment, it's just your child because the father's not there. What, you don't feel like it's belittling or maybe not treating the woman equally if a man asks for the father?
I don't think so. I mean, I would, if it was me and I was like, hey, I need to talk to little JJ's coach, and coach was like, hey, I would like to really continue this conversation with the husband. What more can I do? I feel like I've exhausted everything that I can do. We still have a problem existing. And if the easier route for us to get this solved is to bring my husband in, then that's going to be what I have to do. Right? I can't force him to speak to me.
I like that answer. That's your best answer so far today on the New Normal Podcast. If y'all are watching, if you just tuning in, y'all missed about 15 minutes of bullshit with Ashanti.
Wow.
A great new segment that we might be having. I'm just playing. I'm just giving it a hard time.
But say, let me finish that.
Go ahead.
The initial question that you asked me, man. So now I probably would call the authorities because just knowing how that what's the word I'm looking for? That image of a man putting his hands on a woman, regardless of who started it, is always gonna look bad on the side of a man, right? My only caveat to that is anytime that men call about assault done by a woman is not taken serious.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would hate to be in a position where like I'm in imminent danger with a woman and the authorities don't take it serious because it's a woman, especially if she's smaller than me,
Mhm.
and they probably looking at this woman like, sir, how could this 5'1" woman, possibly, harm you, and you're a foot taller than her? And this is like, sir, like I'm literally calling you about this assault that happened to me, and I'm needing y'all to do something about it because I would hate for me to put it in my own hands, and then y'all end up locking me up. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a catch-22 at times when you talk about assault with a man from a woman.
You know what? When you said that, I didn't even think about the image. Because now, like I said, even just building something and trying to put a podcast together, it would not be advantageous for me to punch a woman if she hit me.
Yeah.
It really would not.
Yeah. There we go.
And the way that will look, and the outrage and the outcries and all of that,
There you go.
even when women are constantly telling us men and women are equal.
I think feminists say that.
I'm gonna ask, do you think men and women are equal, Ashanti?
I think that we both have areas where we are superior and inferior.
What area is a woman superior to a man?
I think sometimes it depends on the dynamic of the relationship. Let me preference it with that. But I do think that women, we naturally have the ability to be nurturing, when it comes to children. And so I think that that's an area where a woman can say, I do value my husband's opinion and I do value how he feels about the raising of the kids. But I guess women, we have an internal instinct that kind of lets us know the trajectory of what we need to do with the kids. So I think that's one area that we are really good at.
Yeah.
So do you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. Like that nurturing part. Because I mean, you gotta think, man, like the production of kids in general is a very vital aspect of humanity in general. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think when you talk about the whole nurturing aspect of life, like, yeah, women are naturally inept to, carry that out much better than men, because men, we have a different responsibility, which is to produce, which is to provide, protect. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you can only do so much in your 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like when I hear people talk about, oh, I want to stay at home dad, I'm like, you really don't want that. You really want that man out into the world, making this money, getting resources, being that guy who can make your life soft, so you don't have to go out here, get a 9 to 5,
Right.
be hardened, and then have to come back to your normal life and try to be that nurturer too, because I could see those two things butting heads and not allowing you to really fully embrace the nurturing part, if we're talking about that of a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely see where she's coming from when she says that women are much better nurturers, than men. And I think with
I did, for the record, I did say in certain dynamics. Okay. So
but I mean,
No,
but we're talking in generals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything is general. But I gotta ask y'all a question: are women better nurturers than men, or does nurturing just look different between the two?
I guess I don't have kids either, but I assume the growth of a child, inside of our womb, and that just connection that we have. Um, I think that looks different for sure for men because we've had more time to bond with that child. And then if you think about women that breastfeed, you know what I mean? Like we have more connections. I'm not saying it's
Oxytocin and all that's
Yeah.
released during breast milk. But I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
Everybody that I know that have kids, the mother always seems to be upset from carrying that child, feeding that child, clothing that child, the child being up under them, especially if you're breastfeed or making bottles or whatever, how attached children are to their fathers. How most kids that I've known, first word is dad.
hmm
So, and that's from my experience having the kids, guys around me, how the daddies and the sons wrestle and playing. Like I said, wrestling and playing with your son is nurturing.
Yeah.
For us as men, it's spending time, is bonding, and you see your son face light up. The mother's not gonna wrestle and play and throw this nigga in the sky 10
But
feet.
when you think about nurturing, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like I think today, if my world completely split, I am a daddy's girl. Like I have just always been. But if my world split and I need comfort, I'm calling my mom.
Yeah.
I just am. You know what I mean? And when I'm in a place where I'm sensitive, but I'm kind of ready for a little bit more harsh, like, okay, Ashanti, I love you, but this is what you need to do. I can then go to my dad. But when I'm very weak, I know I can fall on my mom and she can take all of, even if it's wrong, you know what I mean? Even when I'm wrong, and she knows it's not the time to correct you. You know what I mean? You're really low, you down, you upset. This is not the time to correct you. I'm not saying that my dad doesn't sense that, but he's more quick to be solution oriented in a space where I don't need a solution.
I think that's just men in general. Like,
Because I was gonna ask a question. Have y'all seen that meme? And it was like males or male best friends or male friends don't let you vent at all. It's straight to solutions.
Yes.
And that's the difference when you have to learn about a woman, because even me as a married man, my wife could come to me and tell me an issue, and I'm thinking we finna solve this shit. That ain't what the fuck she wants. And so I've gotten to the point of being, I'm a brutally honest person now. I had to tell her, I said, hey, only talk to me about issues you have when you know you want a solution. If you want somebody to vent to, go to your friends. Don't take their advice because it's gonna be fucked up. But vent to your friends. Solution for me, vent to your friends, because it's frustrating me giving you all listening to you, and I got to deal with my own personal shit just for you to just to be talking. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit got to go on. A lot of work in trying to, like I said, build shit, understand shit. At my regular job, dealing with the kids, dealing with you. So just for you to just be want to just shoot the shit. Sometimes,
but if you know that's what she wants,
that doesn't mean I have to provide that.
I'm just saying, but you know that's what she wants.
What
so
you mean?
It's not like, I'm assuming she comes to you and like, oh,
so I know that she wants to just vent. Yeah, and that's why I said when I know that she wants to vent, I had to tell her, don't vent to me.
Why can't you just listen, or not even listen, but just be there?
Because and this is
Can
the
I?
thing. Let me. I'm gonna let you go right after this.
Okay.
This is the thing people always think in relationships when it comes to male and female dynamic. I'm not your girlfriend, and what I mean by that is I'm not your female friend.
Okay.
So the things that you want to talk about, I don't particularly want to talk about them. I'm your man. I'm your lover. I'm here. I care about you, all of that. But a lot of those things I don't want to do. And we put unnecessary pressure on people we're in a relationship with, because we think, especially women think that their man is supposed to be their everything. I'm not. And when me and my wife got together, I used to tell her the first couple of months, baby, I'm just a man. Baby, I'm just a man. I don't know what a man looks like to you, but I'm just a man. I'm not Superman. I'm not your therapist. I'm not all of this. I am just a man. And so when I say that, it took some months for us to even for her to define what a man was to her, and for her to find what kind of man I was. And we had to have that talk of where it differed in her mind time before, to where, hey, this is who you're dealing with. This is what a man looks like here, now, present with you in our relationship. So like I said, I don't have to be your everything. I just need to make sure I'm there and I show up when it's important. And that's the thing where most people drop the ball, is they think their partner is everything, but their partner doesn't show up in the right times. So you got to catch it.
So is it fair to say your wife doesn't tell you everything?
She might not. I don't tell her everything.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brad.
I mean, like, you hit it right on the head, man. Like, I think a lot of times we try to conflate the two,
Mhm.
you know, and you had to kind of keep things separate. And I don't think, like, not saying that it's a fault of theirs, but I don't think women at times understand how draining that can be to listen to, you know, I guess like their words of the world and just want us to just be a soundboard, you know, because naturally and instinctively we are solution based. And
Yeah.
I've had many conversations with women where they just been like, Brad, or if I had a girl at the time, like, babe, like I wasn't looking for an answer. I was just looking for someone to just vent to. And you know, and that's how I kind of get a little man, like, bro, like, why come to me about about shit? Like, I'm trying to give you a solution. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking you come to big dog, like, you know, let me come to Babe, because Babe probably got, you know, got solutions or whatever, and I do. And then it's like
sometimes I tell my guy friends, like, let me cry in peace.
And see, this is why he's saying go to your girlfriends, because y'all be more willing.
Because your girlfriend gonna cry with you too, maybe.
And see, girlfriends be more ones to entertain that junk too. Where
entertain? What you mean?
When I mean entertain, like they're like, oh girl, yes, like you too, girl, like oh my god, in the same way, like that's what
and y'all can probably relate, because most people don't. Well, maybe people are starting to know now, but a woman's vocabulary is a lot more vast than men's vocabulary, and the only reason that is because women go through so many emotions. Women are always trying to define or explain the way that they are feeling. When it comes to men, it's I know I'm angry, mad, sad, happy, you know, depressed. Like I can name a emotion with one word, whereas from dating, women cannot name a particular emotion. You're like, so are you sad? Well, I kind of feel sad, but it's more like I feel like this. But you know, so
I can see it.
That's the type of stuff where men and women differ, because even in the conversation, when women talk about men don't open up or men don't like to talk, from my anecdotal experience, the issues I've always had with women when it comes to talking is what I said is women want you to talk when they want you to talk, but women don't catch what I say when I need them to. So they always seem to drop the ball when it's like, oh, I'm finally talking to open up. But when you talk about I don't talk to you, no, you're not listening when I need you to listen. And that's the issue. And so sometimes women don't understand, hey, I need to be paying attention to him, because that one time where he's telling me what he's going through and I'm not paying attention, I'm not listening, because I'm thinking, oh, he got it, or it's been repetitive where he does not talk to me, or I think he's, you know, Superman, or I think he just doesn't have the vocabulary or whatever to talk to me about it. That one time sometimes can mess a relationship up, because that dude could be like, damn, I'm here for this woman all the time. I listen to her 50 million times, but this one time I just needed her to catch this. She didn't catch it. And that's, I think a lot of the times those are like defining moments in relationships to see, hey, I'm going to marry this woman, or we're going to get a divorce, or I'm going to get distant on her. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand those little intricate nuances that we have in our relationships, but they are very, very important, especially with men. And, you know, they asked Erykah Badu, why do men open up to you, or whatever she said? She said, I just listen to them. And sometimes listening does not mean I'm telling you stuff. It could be body language. It could be, you know, like my wife, for instance. I know my wife, she ain't got to say nothing. I know she's having a bad day by how she walks. If her footsteps a little bit heavier today, she might be stressed today. If she's a little bit lighter walking through the house, she might not have a lot of pressure on her. Like those little things that people don't pick up on or gauge are very, very, you know, important in a relationship. I don't want to go too.
No. I mean, no, like trust me, bro. I've lived with a woman, so
yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like those heavy footsteps, like shit, like,
yeah,
like what then went down today, bro. You know,
yeah.
you just feel it. It's just a certain atmosphere that she brings into the room, bro. A certain energy that's like, hold up, man, like your energy off, you know. And she probably not even gonna say nothing to you right then, but you know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even when, like you say, like say, like your wife is having a good day, it's just a certain energy that comes in. It's lighter. It's like, okay, like, all right, babe, you know what I'm saying? Babe probably had a good day. You know, we probably finna have us a good evening, a good night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But but when you know your mate, man, and you just know like her patterns and how she operate, when you know something off, you know it's off.
Yeah. So Ashanti, you said you've known about soft girl era before it became a thing. What is soft girl era?
I'm dictionary oriented, so I have not looked it up. What Urban Dictionary has to say. But I imagine it being a woman being able to just be feminine and being supportive, being a helpmate, not having to carry heavy burdens or heavy loads. Or if she does, doing it gracefully, not having to be angry all of the time, being in a place where we can be peace and provide peace. Those are characteristics, but I'm not sure what.
So I looked it up,
Fine, okay.
and so it says soft girl describes a youth subculture that emerged among teenagers around the mid to late 2019. Soft girl is a fashion style popular among some young women on social media based on deliberately cutesy feminine look and girly girl attitude. Being a soft girl also may involve a tender, sweet, and vulnerable personality. The soft girl aesthetic is a subculture that found predominant popularity through the social media app TikTok. The trend consists mainly of pastel colors, Y2K, anime, K-pop, and 90s inspired clothing, as well as cute and nostalgic prints. Singer and songwriter Ariana Grande has been credited with popularizing the soft girl aesthetic.
We love
Okay.
Ariana Grande.
You love Ariana
Interesting.
Grande.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm guessing basically it's being feminine. Who is to blame for women not being feminine
Feminine. Sorry,
in
it's a habit.
2022? It's okay. You correct me.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, I just got in trouble with one of my friends.
Oh,
I
no.
corrected him.
No,
so.
I don't care.
Who is to blame? I would say both men and women. I don't think that is one blame.
Why?
I think that decisions that were made or were not made are always going to bring us to what our reality is, right? And so there are different reasons why people aren't able to be soft. I'm not saying that all of those reasons are their own, because I feel like I've seen girls talk about not being able to be soft because they grew up in a situation where their parents were in poverty, or it was a one-parent household. They were the oldest child and had to nurture the younger siblings, you know what I mean? And so they feel like they've grown up being a parent when they should have been able to be a child during that time. I think that there are some women out there that are single parents, and unfortunately don't have help from the father, and so those decisions resulted in them being the breadwinner for their household and having to go and make sure ends meet without support or help from a spouse. So I think that there are a lot of things, and I'm not saying that anybody's child is a mistake, or anything that you should be at fault for, because it took two people to have a child. But I do think that decisions that were made or not made, particularly land you in the place that you're in.
Brad, who's to blame?
Feminist.
Oh,
You think feminists are to blame?
Oh man, like when you, because let's take a trip back in time, right? So when you look at going from the, I guess you say, mid to late 60s until current day, a lot of things came into place. You had the women's movement of the 70s. You had the rush of contraceptives. You had the sex liberation movement. You also had, in conjunction around the same time too, a lot of men going into Vietnam. So that led to a lot of single mother households, right? I think that plays a big factor into that, where traditionally when you had two parents in a household and you had a woman who naturally was in her feminine position, she was that person that reared the next generation of womanhood in her household to, kind of reenact that, right? So when you have a situation where, a woman may have had negative experiences with a man, she's going to only teach her what she knows, right? So I look at it from a position of a lot of women, not saying all, because we don't speak in absolutes. You have women who can only teach their daughters or their granddaughters or whoever was up under them based off their experiences. So instead of a lot of women teaching their daughters, or I say in this position, feminists, people who recognize themselves as feminists, instead of teaching their daughters to be in not compliance, but like to kind of be like a helpmeet, right?
Mhm.
They have more so taught their daughters to be in competition with men.
I agree.
And what happens when you teach a woman to be competitive with men, you bring out a different side of her. Competition is a very masculine principle. So when you tell a woman to be competitive with a man, you're telling her that she has to basically kind of be in a similar mindset as a man, which it may be good for a moment, but when that's just your lifestyle overall, I think that really erodes a woman's femininity to a point where now she's in this tough, hard exterior. And then you really more so see it in particular occupations that some women choose to be in. Like if a woman is like a lawyer, if a woman is in business administration, if she's in like a position as like a doctor, not a nurse, like a doctor, positions that are primarily historically held by men, and she knows what it takes to be in those positions, she has to put herself in a mindset, in a frame of mind that, hey, I can't go into this in a feminine position. I have to come in this as a masculine position. Now, it will get her that job. It will get her that career. But when it comes to her interactions with men, the way that she approaches her career life will a lot of times bleed in how she approaches her personal life, where she comes off very much so masculine towards men instead of being feminine. And she could look, she could be pristine, she could look the part, but when it comes to actually playing the part, it's night and day. And that's what throws off a lot of women when they try to say, "Oh, I can have a career and then also have the mate and then have the kids." It's like, no, you're gonna have a trade-off somewhere. You may have the husband and you may have the kids, but you may not necessarily have that dream career that you have. Or you may have that career that you want, but you may not have that man or the family that you may have aspired for at one point in time.
I'm going to say something that I believe is true. When it comes to blame about why women aren't feminine, did I say that right?
You did.
The reason, who's to blame for women not being feminine today is men.
Why do you say?
Women are just doing or showing an evolutionary response for men dropping the ball.
Oh, I do agree.
So when it comes to the laws, like men do not want to get married because of the laws in place, right? Is that one of the things that people in the manosphere speak on?
Oh, for sure, going their own way.
Men made those laws. When it comes to child support, court, when men are complaining about child support, men made those laws. When it comes to inventing contraceptives, when it comes to the people in the Supreme Court who passed the laws to say abortion is okay, Roe v. Wade, those are predominantly men.
Yeah.
Even the overturning of it were predominantly men.
Yeah.
So when you think about the laws, even as your thing when you said war, men leaving to go to war, men created war to take those fathers from those homes. Women are not there saying, hey, yeah, especially in times when you got World War I and II, because women were still predominantly not in like Congress, Senate, making laws, governors, things like that. So men are to blame for how women are today, because like I say, it's an evolutionary response. So when women have to go and get those jobs, women have to have a harder exterior than normal, because women have to be harder because of, like women say, they're not protection, but at the same time, women, especially black women are the least married, but black women always talking about they're the least protected. But at the same time, men are opting out to be with those women because women are a lot harder and more harder to deal with. And if you are a Christian, it says in the Bible, it is better to be on the corner
Of a rooftop to be in a house with a quarrelsome woman.
than a quarrelsome woman. And the only reason she's that way is because men has put her in a position to be that way. So now men, you see this now on social media, a lot of men are speaking up because men want to be with women. Men are saying, hey, y'all bitches kind of hard. Y'all need to watch y'all tone, how y'all talking to us, because y'all punch you in the mouth, and then it's like women,
Wait, what?
why? Because women
Did you
are,
say you'll punch her in the mouth?
yeah, that's how
Oh,
that's
I
I'm
just
not,
want to make sure I didn't miss it.
no, you heard right.
Okay.
but
Okay.
but men are like, we trying to reel this shit back in. We trying to say, hey, there needs to be some type of separation between what men do and what women do. We always hear this one thing where if men can do it, women can do it too, especially when it comes to cheating. Men and women don't even view sex the same way. Women say they can have sex without emotion just like men. How is that even possible? Like, I'm not even understanding even like the level of science when it comes to just men and the testosterone levels being 20 times higher than women. How do you even think you can have sex like a man? How do you even think you can even have the same emotional response as a man? So, like I said, a lot of times these women are having, like I said, an evolutionary response to what men and how men drop the ball. And now we're seeing men trying to reel it back in. Men are being way more vocal now about how they feel, their relationships, the ups, the downs. Men are speaking up more about, hey, uh, I'm paying child support for a child that's not mine. Or hey, there's judges. There are judges who are always going to side with the woman. Hey, Kodak Black just spoke up about the BET Awards. I'm cool with women empowerment, but we need to get back to the point where people had to work for their accolades. So now it's like we got women empowerment, and what happened now, we have women in these seats to where women now are just upholding women in their fuckery. And what happens is, talking about the BET Awards, you'll see a Taraji P. Henson say, "Black men come back to us." When you get older up in age and you understand you've dropped the ball, when you have a Vivica Fox still to this day talking about a 50 Cent,
Yeah.
because women have dropped the ball and they have been told this Sex in the City lifestyle, and now they when they get older want men, but then the same men that's their age don't want women that age, because now I have the money to go buy me or be what you said you want to be,
A silver fox.
a silver fox. So like I said, I blame men for it, and I see things are changing. And I think when it comes to this soft girl era, I think a lot of women are starting to see what's going on, because all you got to do is look at social media, and it should tell you. It should tell you. It should be your study guide to how relationships are really going. But the issue is, women can't see the world because they got their ass to the camera. Men can't see the world because they hopping in their DMs. So that's the issue now, is that we live in a sex-based society, and it's all about, let me shake my ass to get these likes, and a nigga like, ooh, I'm gonna slide in her DM. She pretty because I'm just want to fuck, instead of trying to build real relationships with each other. Because how we courted back in the day, fathers courted for their daughters.
Man, the daddy, the brothers, the uncles.
And that's why I tell you, men have dropped the ball again, because men, even fathers, are not even vetting their daughters' boyfriends or men they're going to marry, men that they know they're going to sleep with, because men know women are typically delusional. That sounds fucked up, but that is the truth.
Can I add a caveat to that?
Go ahead.
So when you were saying, now I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you saying that men are not at fault. I think to add on to that, when you talk about, like a lot of laws and things like that, especially like when you talk about like war, right? Because a lot of this happened way back like in the like 1940s, when you had so many men going over to World War II and they had the women going to the assembly lines and things like that, that was the first time that women actually got a taste of making their own money outside of men. So then when you fast forward to the 60s and then, you have the women movement or whatever, a lot of that came from women constantly like, say, we want equal rights just like men, we want equal just like men, to the point where men was like, you know what? All right, you do what you want. Do what you want. Cool. I'm going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like when, you're in a relationship and a woman says she wants something out of you and she keeps begging and begging and begging for you. And then you just be like,
That's why a lot of men be married.
yeah. and you end up just giving it to her. But then like retrospectively, like, because hindsight 2020, she ends up finding out like, damn, like I don't think this is what I really wanted at the end.
Because women are delusional and they don't have the foresight. And even one of the posts I made about women dating and putting these men around their kids, a lot of men do prey on women who are single mothers to be around their kids, to do stuff to their kids, especially if you have a lot of kids, because it's hard to watch all of those kids at one time, because it's going to be a time where you're going to say, hey, can you take little Johnny to the football game? Or, hey, can you take Susie to volleyball practice? I got to do run with the other kids. If that man is there, you're going to expect him to do some type of help or get some type of involvement with your children. Of course, he's going to have to. Of course, you're thinking that he's going to play step daddy because he knows you have children. And so, like I said, when it comes to things that women ask, I don't think they have the foresight on what they really are asking. I think, especially when it comes to marriage, let's talk about marriage. A lot of women say, I want to get married because they have a Disney fairy tale type of mindset when it comes to marriage, but they don't understand the type of work that it takes to be married. And personally, I'm gonna be honest, if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to get married. But if you do decide to get married, it could be very, very a good thing to you, because they have a study to show the happiest person is a married woman in a good, positive relationship. Out of all the single people, the bachelors, all that, the most happy person is a married woman in a positive relationship.
Yeah, I think like she got like 2.5 kids working part-time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of studies to show that women do have good relationships. But I think the mindset, or even like when you watch other podcasts and women say, well, what do you want a man to make? I want to make 400,000. What? 400,000? Do you know that's a 0.5 nigga you looking for? Like, are you serious? You know how many women looking for this type of man?
Yeah.
This is crazy. And women are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look for this man and he's gonna be faithful to me. And I tell women this all the time. Women get mad because they use this word, and me, you've seen it plenty of times. Real men. They always say, well, a real man wouldn't do this, and a real man wouldn't do that and that. And when you hear them say that, you already know you lost in the sauce, baby girl. Because man, a nigga that work hard to be a multi-millionaire, half a millionaire a year, whatever, if he work himself really, really hard to obtain a certain amount of money, it is rare that I've never heard a man say, I'm gonna be a millionaire to be married to be with one woman. Have you ever heard that?
No, and then if you ever like just check out history, when you look at monarchies, when you look at kingdoms, the king had the queen, of course, she was the face, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the king also had concubines. He also had women that he dealt with on the side too, to the point where if you ever look in certain texts, the king and the queen didn't even stay in the same castle, same household. You know what I'm saying? Like the queen had her own space. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like when you just think about men in power in general, very seldomly, very rarely, because again, I'm not saying that it can't happen, because we talk about the possibility, right? The possibility versus the probability. Is it possible that a man can have all this and still be faithful? Yes.
Yes.
Is it probable? More likely not. And even men who we idolize in a lot of these, celebrity couples, I can almost guarantee you that man has a chick or two on a gag order and retainer.
So, Ashanti, how do you feel about what we just said?
Okay, so I am a woman who aspires to be married one day.
Okay.
I've grown up seeing my parents, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles married, and so
Mm-hmm.
I've seen marriage in a positive light growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And just like everyone else, I've seen social media, and celebrities, married, and girls pop up here and there. And
Mm.
I hate what I'm about to say,
Go ahead.
but it is a fact that cheating is a rich man's sport.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it's gonna be more. I feel like this: the more money he has, maybe I might feel like Wolverine. You never know. Because I'm comfortable.
I'm a,
I have a family with this person.
mm-hmm.
I'm established with this person. Am I going to let some random girl come into this institution I didn't put years in with this man? We have kids, we have businesses, we have homes, we have whatever. And some girl wanted a Chanel bag or wanted something, and she's going to come and destroy my marriage. And tomorrow is going to look different for me. I don't know if I'm going to be out the door as quickly. Just to be honest, that's not anything that I'm wishing or talking upon myself, but
Mm,
just looking at the reality of it,
mm.
that is just what I'm facing. If tomorrow is going to look different for me and my kids, it's more than a split second of, oh, he cheated, I'm out the door today.
So, if staying in something like that, do you feel like that would be settling?
I think that it's a time period where you can plan your exit strategy.
So,
So yeah, you will be settling for a time period.
so do you
Yes.
so do you think that if you are strategizing, would your strategy be immediately, oh, I'm strategizing to leave, or I'm staying to see if this could potentially heal?
So, I haven't ever been married before. I assume I'm going to use every um resource that I have to
Mm-hmm.
save my marriage. I'm
Mm,
not going to ever just bounce on my husband
yeah,
unless it is a couple of things.
yeah. So I
So,
think cheating is what men do, but to do it well, you need to have the bankroll to do it
I agree.
well. And most men, this is a crazy thing to think, but most men aren't good with women, like we stated earlier, and most men don't have the game to, even if they were single, to have multiple women. Point blank. Period. So the money, driving a nice car, there's a lot of speaking for you. That's why you see a lot of niggas that are like Kanye West. To me, Kanye West probably the lamest nigga in the world when it comes to female, but he's fucking Kanye West. I don't think Kanye West is out here speaking to women and giving them the best game. It's like, this nigga's fucking Kanye West. I'm a billionaire. You feel what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So, like, having money does a lot of speaking for you, because, like I said, that's why I think a lot of women still cheat on these men, not necessarily because they're not there and all this. Is because I got with him because he had the money. He's not fulfilling me. And what we grown to know, money does not make women happy, but it does give them a lifestyle that they are looking for.
It may not make you happy, but it can provide some comfort.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
gives you the lifestyle that you were looking for, but after a while, it's not going to fulfill you. And that's all us as human beings most of the time just want, is just fulfillment. It's just that simple. I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel whole. I want to feel happy. I want to feel like I haven't squandered my life away. So that's why you have the whole midlife crisis thing, is because, like, oh my God, I'm 45 years old and I haven't done shit, and I've been at the same job, and I haven't really, bought anything or have anything to my name. That's why we have a lot of those, midlife crises, because a lot of people aren't feeling fulfilled or aren't feeling happy. But when it comes to infidelity, I do think it has to be a talk. And I think it has to be a real talk. And a lot of men don't have those talks, especially broke men too, with women. If by happenstance, you just happen to get rich. Right. And what I mean by that is, like, well, do you think you'll be 100% monogamous to me? Well, baby, I don't know if I'm gonna be 100% monogamous, but I can tell you is, if it gets to that point where I feel like I cannot be, faithful to you, we need to have a conversation.
And is this a marriage or a relationship?
Marriage. This is a marriage. I think, I think this is a conversation that needs to be had before the marriage, though.
Okay.
It needs to be said, like I said, you don't know. You might be working on something today, but you might be broke today, and you work on something in 5 years. It comes and makes you a multi-million-dollar man. You need to have had a conversation with your wife before that, like, I'm not working. It's not saying I'm working to go get pussy, but sometimes that just comes.
It's
with
a
the lifestyle.
byproduct.
Yeah, it's a byproduct of me being rich. If I'm riding a motherfucking Lambo, bitch, you feel me? Like, these hoes see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, is you see it? Like, I can't help it if I'm pulling up and I got a rollie on and a female that really studies and knows, oh, this nigga got this kind of watch on with the hoop. I know he got some red because that's $150,000 watch you got on. It's women like that actually study to actually be in a room to know who got the money and who knows and who got it going on. And my granddad used to always say, women can smell money. He used to always say that. He said, you ain't got to look. He said, you can be the brokest looking nigga, but women can smell money. So I don't know. And he used to be out there with a lot of young girls when we was growing up. So it just is what it is.
Or you ain't lying, bro. Because I remember I had on and it's not like Stacey Adams is like a profiler, like expensive clothing line.
Yeah.
But I had a young lady look at my shoes and she was like, yeah, I see what the essays on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that went
how you
Look, I mean, we
know.
pay attention to detail.
Yeah, women know what's going on.
You know.
Yeah, the women definitely know what's going on. But soft girl era, let's continue with soft girl era. Where will soft girl era be 5 years from now? I'm gonna let Brad take this one. What soft girl era be 5 years from now? Will it still be going? Will it resort back to being hard women? Will it transition to something new? Will it evolve and flourish? What do you think it'll be 5 years from now?
So when you look up the definition of an era, it talks about a period in time. So just as what we have, witnessed just in different, I guess moments in time, like just gonna probably be a phase, like it sounds good for the moment. But for a lot of us, we kind of already have in our minds, like, man, it's gonna probably be a happenstance type of situation. It's gonna be here today, gone tomorrow. Some women, not all, but some women gonna probably go back to how they continue living their lives originally beforehand. You may have some women who changed this from a soft girl era to perhaps a soft girl lifestyle, and see that, okay, man, I really get more of a benefit of me, carrying myself in a level of softness than hardness. Because I don't think a lot of women, especially women in the community, really understand that you get way more from men when you're soft and feminine versus when you have this hard and tough exterior to where a lot of guys can't get to you, what I'm saying, in a level of vulnerability, because men, we're natural givers. We want to give unto women, but when women are constantly telling us in our face, like, oh, I got it, or I've already provided this for myself, it's kind of like, well, damn, like, I don't want to do it now. So it's like for in my position, I look at it as for you have some women who are going to revert back, and then you're going to have some women who are going to actually take on this movement and try to implement this as a lifestyle. Because as you see right now, just what's going on in the world, man, you got inflation going on, prices going up. You got, the student loan debt finna kick back up, paying back on that. A lot of our sisters are getting evicted out of their apartments. What kids used to say, winter is coming. So
winter is motherfucking here. If y'all ain't paying attention, my nigga, winter is motherfucking here. And if y'all don't know where that shit coming from, it came from, that's from Game of Thrones. So if you ain't seen it, you need to go watch Game of Thrones and see what happened when the winter came. But winter is here. If you ain't paying attention, I'm gonna say this again. Winter is here. It's bad out here. If y'all go to Walmart or in these stores, y'all see shelves is empty. It started at the beginning of the year with the motherfucking baby formula shortage. That was just to let y'all know. Then they had the 3,000 and some cows dying, and now the gas was going up. Gas still $1 and some above what it was before 2 years ago. Like I said, it's bad out here. And I see a lot of women are starting to do this compound living situation. Have y'all seen that?
Oh, is it like where they're like getting with some of their other girlfriends and they
Yes.
share? Mhm.
Oh
Yes.
yes, I've seen it on TikTok.
But I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, Ashanti. How can a man tell if a woman is faking her femininity? Did I say that right?
You actually did pronounce it right
Okay.
this time. It's your second time pronouncing it right in a row, so you're doing good so far. But you know, I got you if you get it wrong.
All right.
So I don't know. I guess because I don't look at women in the same way that you guys do. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so I think some of those underlying characteristics would be a good tell. So like I can say, you know, hey, can you take this upstairs for me? It's so heavy. Can you get this off the top shelf? But just like you guys mentioned, you notice your woman's nonverbal communication.
Right.
And I think that's
What if I
where
don't
it'll
know
lie.
this woman though?
Well, why would you care?
What if I'm trying to get to know her though? And she's coming off as feminine. How could if I'm dating a woman and she's, soft, talking to me nice, whatever,
Mhm.
how can men see through the bullshit of her faking her femininity?
What would BS look like to you? I just want to know like different examples. Like was she like really
That-
masculine? Like
that-
she's
that-
saying she
that-
gonna be nice
that-
now and then curse you out in 2 seconds, or
Something that I've heard is like, like don't really invest too much in what she's saying in the first like 3 to 6 months. Like, cause that's the representative
Yeah, yeah.
phase. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like anything after 6 months and a day, then that's who she really is. You know what I'm saying? Because she's trying to show, I guess, put her best foot forward. And I mean, both men and women do this. So I just don't want to say that just women do this. Like, they show their representative. But I think after like those initial 6 months of you knowing that person, then that's when she gets to a level where she may get more comfortable
Mhm.
to reveal like who she is as a woman. And if she continues on doing what she was doing that, kind of got you in that place with her in the first place, then boom, she probably is who she's advertised to be. But if she kind of starts to do like a 180 on you and she shows you different characteristics of who she was prior to those 6 months, then it's like, man, she been faking it the whole time, So
I also think too, you would be able to tell more so if she's only feminine in certain like scenarios. You know what I mean? So like I need help, so I'm so nice to you. Like, hey, I need some money. I got, to pay my bill and I'm just running short this month. And then after you give her the money and she like, yo, what up, gang? What you on today? Or something like that. Or you call her and she like, hey, I'm gonna call you back. I'm out. I'm doing whatever. You can tell for sure when she's all nice and sweet and she needs something. Hey, babe, I'm having a hard
That's what she
day.
gonna say. She gonna, what up, gang?
Yeah, like literally. Yeah, I mean, you just don't know. She could present herself just, I've been having a hard week. I just want to get my nails done and feel pampered. I know you like when I look good, And then once she get that done, you can't hear from her. You know what I mean? Once she get the nails and the hair done, she be like, I'll call you in 2 weeks.
What is a good time frame for a woman to ask for money in a relationship?
What is it? Y'all don't want to take
No, it's on you. What is a good time frame for
in
woman,
a relationship? Like you are my boyfriend.
just in general? So let's say we're gonna talk about the scenario. The scenario is you've met a man and y'all have been dating.
Okay.
And y'all will start dating. How long would it be before you think it's good to ask for money?
In dating, is this casual or exclusive?
God damn, you got all these caveats.
I mean, I just want to know. Like, is this my boyfriend or is this just one of the many dudes I'm talking to?
Let's go. You casually dating somebody. How long would it take you casually dating somebody to ask a man? Or you think it's appropriate for a woman to ask a man for money?
I think whenever this person may feel comfortable to proposition having sex with you, it's probably a good time for you to also proposition what you want if it's just going to be a casual thing.
So you believe in prostitution?
I don't. I didn't say exchange sex for money. I didn't say that. I just said if he's
Sounded
saying,
a lot
"Hey,
like prostitution to me.
I'm not advocating for prostitution."
I
Because
believe
don't prostitutes normally have clients?
that. What the kind of
You said that
you
this
said
is casual. You gave
said-
the scenario.
Look, I'm
You did.
Look, I'm going by what you said.
You didn't say a client.
Hold on. You said this is what you said. You said
I don't disagree with what I said. I do feel like if you guys are in a comfortable space where you feel like you can ask for things that are intimate that I hold close to my heart, my vagina, maybe I can ask for things that you hold close to your heart, your wallet.
you think I hold my wallet close. Me and hold their wallet close to their heart.
Scrolling on Facebook, I absolutely do. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say
I
this.
think men put money and invest money into things that they care about for sure.
I agree, but I am an advocate for prostitution.
Wow.
Yeah, I am. I believe in sex work.
Okay.
Support those women out there. I know a lot of people and men don't, and my views on prostitution is different than most people, but I think my logic is solid.
And it is different levels too. Like I don't think people really understand it as well. Like when you talk about prostitution.
Well, my thing is people pay for experiences, and if you can pay to go get on a motherfucking roller coaster to be scared, why wouldn't you want to pay to bust a nut? Like you don't know, especially when people say, "Well, imagine you paying for pussy and it don't be good." Well, imagine if I pay for an experience I never done and it don't be good. We do it all the time. Maybe I've never been to sipping pain and I go to sipping pain like, damn, this shit bored as fuck. Maybe I go to get on this roller coaster like, damn, that roller coaster was weak as hell. People pay for experiences, and I know a lot of times us as men, well, I ain't in the category because I don't give a fuck. If I like a bitch and if I want to fuck, I'm gonna fuck her. That's how I feel. But a lot of men should pay for pussy on certain bitches that you like because you need to see that this hoe ain't shit. That's how I feel. Because a lot of guys think, oh, I want a woman that's giving me burning, genuine desire and she really wants to fuck me. And then you have to do all this working and jumping through hoops and shit like that. And you only want to smash the bitch. Why don't you just cut all the bullshit out? Hey, bitch, I'm gonna get this 150 real quick. We can skip the date and all this other shit and fuck. And if you're good at having sex, it might turn into something free where if she needs some dick, she gives it to you. Like you give it to her. Like it is what it is. But that's my take. A lot of people be like, your body's sacred, which I do believe bodies are sacred. But a lot of people don't have the view that I have. So I believe like if you don't have the view that I have, it is what it is. So how long should a man wait before he propositions you for sex then?
I think it depends on the woman. For me, sex is only going to be on the table when it is a commitment. So if you want to be my boyfriend,
he got to be your boyfriend.
Yes.
How long does it typically take you to get into a relationship?
My previous relationship, we met maybe a month before we got into a relationship, and it lasted almost a year.
Why y'all in y'all relationship? Who ended it?
He ended it.
Damn, why you in your relationship like that?
He got deployed.
He got deployed.
I don't know what transpired with those.
Oh, military.
Yeah. And so, I mean, in hindsight.
Hold on. Did you know he was in the military or was going to the military? Did you meet him while he was in the military?
Yes, I did.
Do you know that that's like one of the worst people to date is military people?
Well, at the time, I didn't know.
Yeah, they like
at
the
this
worst.
time right now, it wouldn't be an option for me.
Yeah.
But it was an experience. And I can say honestly, him being in the military wasn't the demise of the relationship. The demise of the relationship was ultimately that we didn't see eye to eye on the aspects of a man and a woman's dynamic in a relationship. And I can say that now, looking back, we wouldn't be happy together because those lines were not clear on both of our ends.
So basically, what you thought a man should or shouldn't be, he thought differently.
Yes.
And what you thought what he thought a woman should be, you thought differently.
Yes, and I think that was the case because he was raised from a single parent household with a woman, and I was raised with a 2-parent household with both of my mother and father. And so there were certain expectations that I'm not going to say he could not meet, but had not been shown to him. So
That's crazy. I was just said that. Yeah, people have to understand what it is to be a man and a woman. In
and he
this
was
relationship.
he was a great guy, but he's just not the person for me. So it wasn't like a split and I'm gonna just bash him or anything because he's not a horrible person, but just the dynamic of where we see our roles in each other's lives would not have worked out.
Oh, I understand. So when you date men, do you think you're always in a soft girl frame?
I would imagine so, yeah.
What would take you out of being a soft girl or in the soft girl mindset while dating someone? What would he have to do?
For me to become masculine,
Masculine, or just take you out of what you're comfortable of being as a woman?
I would have to take myself out the relationship before I got to that point. I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I would have to be masculine.
I would imagine if I could help her out, I would imagine like the guy is not really exhibiting a lot of masculine qualities. You know what I'm saying? Leaving her in a lot of situations and predicaments where it would force her to not act in her feminine frame, but to maybe perhaps like have to be in a masculine position. Like I think about, when it comes to handling, payments, right? Traditionally we're told as men we should, what I'm saying, handle, payments or whatever, right? And when you have situations where women are having to pay a man's way, even though you have women who are able to pay and things of that nature, right? Women are not comfortable naturally being that person.
No,
Hmm.
I'm not going to be that person.
See what I'm
I guess that's the scenario right there. If I got to pull out my wallet or my purse.
So how do y'all feel, people that are watching, about going 50-50 with a man? And do you think that's masculine or not masculine if you have to pay or split bills with your man? Question, Ashanti.
Yes.
Do you expect to pay any bills while you're in a marriage?
I do not expect to pay any bills in a marriage. Go ahead, give it to me. I hear it all day. Come on.
No, I ain't got. Look,
No, I mean, no, that's her.
She right. No,
because that's how
she's right.
Yeah,
She's absolutely 100% right. Probability.
The
possibility and probability is the issue here, though.
Okay.
You're right. I don't personally, and this is just a man thing, man, ego thing too. As a man, I really do want to pay all the bills. It ain't even necessarily about you. It's just kind of sometimes a flex when I be around my niggas. Like, yo, my girl ain't got to pay no bills. I'm big dog. I'm running this shit. So sometimes it's kind of like a bragging thing too. Is it's a social thing as well when we're going around certain people. But I don't think you're wrong for feeling that way, because I think most women want to feel like their man can take care of all the bills, because that is one way that women gauge, or is used to gauge, if their man is masculine or if they have a good man. But it's also a fucked up measuring stick to put men into if you don't know the average pay of most men. You know what I'm saying?
Can I speak real quick?
Go ahead.
So I don't expect to pay bills. I didn't say that I couldn't, I didn't say I couldn't. I can, but
But you don't
hold on,
want
wait.
to.
I don't. And
Okay.
and the reason why is because the women in my life that I look up to have households where the men provide financially. You know, like my mom works now, but my father has always been the sole provider of our household, even now.
Can I ask
And
a question
so,
about your mom working real quick?
sure.
She bored, ain't it?
My mom started working when my sister and I got old enough to drive and stuff. So yeah,
She bored. Yeah, that sounds like it.
right.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just want to know that.
And so not that I can't pay bills because I'm capable of doing it. I can honestly say I don't know how a woman shows up in a relationship being equally, putting things together monetarily and still being submissive.
Okay, so I got a good question for you. Great question. Do you stay by yourself?
Yeah.
You pay all your bills by yourself? If you were to get into a relationship and date a man now, do you think that y'all would be potentially having sex?
I would
You would
imagine if it's a committed
be
relationship,
committed
that
relationship.
we
Y'all
would
would be having
yes.
sex.
Yes.
So you would be having sex with a man while you're still paying all of your bills, correct?
Yes.
But to get into a marriage with this man, you think things should change and he should pay all the bills.
I do.
Why would a man sign up for that if he can fuck you now, you pay all of your bills, and then he knows that you expect him to pay all of the bills when y'all get married?
I guess that would be a question for a man because I don't know
No,
that.
that's a question for you. Why do you think, or what do you have to make a man say, yes, I want to sign up to do this?
Well, I would hope that that man had a desire to have a family. I would hope that he would have a desire to wake up and have somebody next to him that loves him and
Hold
trusts
on,
him.
I'm gonna
Wait,
cut you
can I
short.
finish my?
No,
Can I
no,
finish?
no.
Wait,
This-
no, I'm
this-
not getting
no,
ready to stop
no,
talking right
no,
now because
no.
you gave me the floor. You told me the answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, you got me up out of my femininity. You got me raising my voice up in
See
here.
that she faking her femininity like the lady on the video. Y'all see
So
it.
please, I would imagine that the man that I'm dating and that I'm committed to is in a position, first of all, financially, where he can take care of the household that we would have. I don't believe in living with someone for myself prior to marriage. So the perk of marrying me is going to be having access to me, being able to have me at home. When you come home, like you was waiting on your Chick-fil-A, you would have been picking that up yourself, honey, or Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever you're going to do, or throwing out some chicken up front because I wouldn't be there. You want to have kids. Who going to raise your kids?
Okay, so let's go to the question
And
that
I also feel like this, as a woman, even if I'm at home and I'm taking care of things, because watching my mom, my dad would not be able to build his law firm where it was today if she was not at home. So he could go out and put that footwork in and build his empire so that he can now take care of his family at a better rate than he started out. So I do think that there are benefits of being married.
So, like the question that I asked that you did not answer, why would a man want to do that for you? Not the blanket. I hope he will want a family. I hope he wants somebody to come.
Why is that not an answer?
Because that could be any man with any woman. But why? What do you possess to make a man do that for you? That's what I'm asking you. What skills do you possess that you think that are great qualities?
Is this like a what do you bring to the table question?
Yeah, we can make it that.
I mean, if I have to display that, then I don't think it's a table I want to be at. So maybe you need to ask another woman, or you to move around because I don't got an answer for that.
Oh Lord,
I don't have an answer.
Oh shit! Now, shit.
What's the button? I can't hear it.
So let's be clear.
Okay.
And women like to use that. All this table talk. Everybody wants to see or know what kind of qualities or what they would get when we're talking about marriage. And the reason that I think women like to bypass that question so much is because a lot of women, not saying all, but a lot of women do not have to show up and prove themselves to be in a marriage. They think a lot of times vagina would do the job or get the job done. So a lot of times women, or even like the memes we see on, don't do wife things if you have a boyfriend, basically. But what is that? Why wouldn't you want to do wife things for me now so I can know what I'm getting later? And just to be perfectly honest, it's not going to be too much that changes between us saying I do.
Yeah, that's my
So
dad told me. Yeah.
I guess like for me, I don't know how it would change for a man because I'm a woman, but I can say how my life would change with a man. So just having that person that I trust there every day, like who want to wake up? What woman wants to wake up every day by themselves? I want to have a family. That's a goal of mine.
Hold that thought,
Okay.
because I want to ask you about that. But hold that thought, because most women like to act like
Skirt
they,
past that.
yeah, they like to be good, act like they good being alone. But let's go back to the question
Yeah.
that you try to flip again. What would you think that a man
I'm
dating
not
you,
sure what men think.
you date these men and you don't know what they think of you?
I don't typically ask. I think that their actions show what they think of me. Would you like for me to say, "Oh, I can cook and clean for you,"
No,
but
that
if I don't
that
cook
ain't-
and clean, how valid are my words when my actions aren't not aligning with that?
that because I was gonna say something, but since you are the new initiate, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
The thing,
Go ahead, Brad.
So,
Let
let me
Go
answer
ahead.
it from a man's perspective, right?
Yeah.
So, like for a guy, like I was saying earlier, we want to give to a woman, right? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think women really understand the level of a man's commitment in a relationship. I think a lot of times women take it for granted a lot of times. So for a man, you gotta think in today's age, if a man is going to take care of a woman's expenses and his own expenses, this man is going to have to work 10, like probably about 10, 12 plus hours a day.
About 14 to 16, probably. So right now.
You know what I'm saying? So a man is thinking to himself, okay, if I'm going to put in all these man hours to provide for myself and my woman and potentially a family on down the line, what is going to be the trade-off of this woman in my life to me to do these things on a continuing basis and to feel some type of gratification from doing this? Because you have a lot of guys who are in situations where they are in that provider role, right? But they're not getting that reciprocity back from their woman when it comes to what she would give him in a relationship or in a future marriage, right? So you see videos of men coming home like on TikTok, and the wife been at home all day, and the house isn't all right, is unarranged, and hasn't cooked anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just little subtle things like that, right? And he's thinking to himself, damn, like I'd have been from I've been going from can't see to can't see. And it's like you still have this setting that we're supposed to be occupying together, looking a certain way. And this certain, granted, we talk about expectations, whether it's healthy or unhealthy. And I just think for a lot of men, we're just looking at it like, okay, if I'm going to be doing these things for a woman, I just want to know, like, up front what I'm going to get from you. And, when we'll say, well, I'm not going to do wifely things for someone who's not my husband, but yet women will look at a man and are already expecting him to do husbandly things, and he's still a boyfriend. Because a woman's not going to have confidence to say, like, hey, this man could potentially be my husband, and he's not showing me husbandly things. He's not paying for things. He's not being a provisionary. He's not being a protector. He's not doing those things that are the qualities that I would look at as far as a husband. So why would I feel comfortable making this man my husband? Why would I feel comfortable taking this man's last name? Why would I feel comfortable of taking this man's seed and potentially giving this man kids one day? The same way a man is looking at it, like, why would I want to work 10, 12, 14-hour days and you're not going to give me that same trade-off in return? So it's like with men, a lot of times when we take our resources away from relationships, it's solely due to the fact that we don't think in a lot of situations we're going to get that from that woman.
So is it fair to say that what you want a woman to potentially bring to the table, at the hypothetical question, would be comfort and peace at home. Is that fair?
Oh, most definitely. I mean,
Okay.
like life is already hard on men in general. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess as a woman, when I hear men say that question, it seems like it needs to be specific things, like qualities. Like I can cook, I can clean, I can fold your laundry, I can, and I think that those are things that we can do. But if you want peace, I grew up in a house with peace. I grew up in a house with comfort, so I know how to replicate those things.
But I think,
and I'm gonna say this: meeting you, your energy and your answers, you can tell that you come from a decent background. You can definitely tell that.
Thank you.
Um,
But
no, I don't have
Okay,
a but. I don't
okay.
have a I don't have a but at all. The thing is, what you said earlier. You said men show you by their actions what you bring to the table, and then you said earlier, women don't want to wake up by themselves or be lonely. Do you think you wanted to be married by now?
Do I think I feel indifferent about that question. And I feel like that because I'm still in a stage where I am building myself as an entrepreneur, and I want to be able to give my attention to my husband, and I want to be able to give my attention to my kids. And so I think it would be selfish right now for me to be wanting to be married right now because I don't have those things aligned that I want to.
This is a great question. So you say you want to build yourself as an entrepreneur,
Within the next year, I will be finalized where I want to be. So yes.
and the grind, hustle, and bustle of an entrepreneur, you think would be conducive for you to have a husband and children too?
It would be conducive for me to be the type of mother and wife that I want to be. Yes.
So you think on your level of completion or whatever your entrepreneurship will be, you think you'll have more time to yourself? What you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted because I see a lot of women say, I'm focused on career. And I want to do X, Y, Z. Then I want to get married. And then I want to have kids. In reality, while you're building to where you want to be in life, a husband and a child should come with it, because by the time you get to where you're trying to go, kids will typically be a little bit older, probably a little bit easier to manage, instead of you building this, career, long hours, a lot of demand, trying to bring a newborn into the world. Get what I'm saying? So that's why I asked you that, because a lot of women, like I said, don't have foresight to understand. Like, I want to be this type of lawyer and do this and do that. Then they get there, then they try to put a man in there, and then they realize they haven't failed on failed relationships because they don't have the time to cultivate these relationships. And then if they happen to make it past the marriage part, now you got the husband, the career, and now you want to bring kids into this atmosphere of, like I said, hustle bustle, where you can't be there. And now somebody is going to have to give up some part of what they built, the man or the woman.
Right.
And if the man is the man, it probably won't be him. So it's either you have to take a back seat to his career, rearrange how you do things, hire some people, or it's ultimately going just to be a divorce.
Right.
And so those are the issues that I see a lot of women run into, because I don't think they, like I said, have the foresight to understand. It's probably better if you're younger. I don't want to build this. So let's say you go to a career that takes 8 years to build. If you got married and you've had your kids and they 7, 8, 9 years old, it ain't as bad. You only got 8 more years to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess it does also depend on your line of work, right? So I'm an esthetician, so I'm on my feet a lot. I bend over a lot, and I use modalities that aren't safe for pregnancy. So I want to be outside of that so that I can be able to be. I ultimately want to have some salon suites so I can be able to generate income without having to physically put my pregnancy, my
I got you.
baby and stuff at risk. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I would love to be married right now. I would love to have kids right now. But if I got married today, I don't know what my business would look like, or if I were to have a baby and get pregnant today, I don't know what my business would look like, because there is a large portion of the services that I offer that won't be able to be performed because of that.
If you met a great guy today and he said, let's do it, let's get married, but your business is not where you want it to. And he told you, and the next year after marriage, we're gonna have kids. Would you do it?
In a year,
Yeah.
I would really have to pray like about
If
that.
you met him today and he said, hey, in a year we're going to have kids, your business is not where you want it, would you put your business on the back burner?
You know, I'm a detail oriented person.
Okay, that's why I'm breaking it down.
No.
You met him
So
today.
how much
Okay.
revenue does he have? How much capital are we talking?
He's a six-figure earner.
Okay.
How much you make, Brad?
He makes around like 120.
And
Is that good? I'm looking at you. Is that good?
And he want to have a baby in a year. And so what would my business, what are my options for my business?
Well, your options for your business is not where you envisioned it. So basically,
Is it expedited?
No, it's not expedited. What I'm saying is basically a monkey wrench has been thrown into your plans. And what you envisioned yourself, where your life was going to be, to now I have a husband and I'm about to have my first baby, but my business is not complete. What do you do with your business? How do you see that going? And would you want to put your business on hold to pursue this man? And you're not pursuing it, but to be with this man and child, and he makes $120,000.
And I would have to put my business on hold for a year.
Yeah. Not a year, till whenever it's suitable for you to start back working after you manage wife and child. Whether you think it's suitable for you to go back to work. That could be 5 years, that could be 10 years, whenever you feel, or you've got it down packed to where you feel like you can go back to work. You don't know. Do you think that's something that you would want to do? You met the great guy today.
Ultimately, my biggest goal, I want to be a wife and a mother. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to put a business for myself. You know, I don't want to put a business before those desires of my heart. So I would definitely take a seat, you know, and support my husband and raise my kids and be I guess a stay-at-home mom since I won't have a job. And support him so that he can generate more income as well. And as soon as my baby goes to kindergarten, I want to go back to work.
That's a good answer. I didn't think he was gonna say that answer.
Why?
I just didn't think, because it was like the look on your face of like, oh my God, I gotta.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what I do. You know what I mean? And it would hurt to just abruptly end that. But when I want to move forward in life, I can't go home to my business. I want to go home to my baby and my husband and my household and my family.
I got a question for you, Brad. After they listen to this, and this is a good question.
Okay.
Why do you think women struggle with time frames?
It goes back to that conflation, man. It goes back to that notion of like men and women kind of being the same, you know. Cause we kind of had the conversation like earlier about like just, you know, trajectory and, you know, what we look to be doing in, you know, a certain amount of time or whatever. And I think, you know, when you talk about, you know, female empowerment and women can do anything they want to do, I think a lot of times, and it's not to discourage women from not wanting to do the things that they desire in their hearts, but I think also at the same time, you have to understand too, when it comes to, you know, family, when it comes to having children, women have a finite time to really get those things accomplished, right? You always have enough time to get other goals accomplished. You know, if you want to be, you know, whatever career that your heart desires, yeah, you can definitely do that. I would never say that a woman can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if she desires to be, you know, a wife and a mother, especially with men being the gatekeepers of relationships and marriage, and men paying attention to, okay, yeah, I like you, I dig you, but you know what I'm saying, you're 35 years old. You know, automatically you're gonna put me in geriatric pregnancy. Right. You know, then, you know, we're talking about health risks, not only to yourself, but potentially to the child too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we talk about these things, and that's why I have a lot of conversations with my lady friends, like when they talk about their careers, I'm like, look, you can go out for your career. I'm not saying you can't do that, But if you're also a woman who is saying that you want to have children too, also take into consideration the longer that you wait to, get that done, the harder it's going to be for you to not only try to guy that be willing to have a kid with you at that age. Also thinking about the difficulties that it will come with potentially having a kid. Now you're gonna have women that's gonna say, well, my auntie, she had a baby at 38, 39 years old. And again, it goes back to the possibility and probability. Is it possible for that to happen? Yes. Is it probable? Probably not. Then also to add a caveat to that, we don't often have the conversation of how long had they been attempting to have a kid at that point in their lives. Because we don't ever look at it like, okay, did that person have, unfortunately, did they have a miscarriage? Was this child that they're pregnant with currently, is that a rainbow baby? Did they use any form
What's a rainbow baby?
I'm a rainbow baby. So it's usually when there's a pregnancy that was either a miscarriage and then you have a baby afterwards. So it's just like the firstborn child after a miscarriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, did you all also have IVF treatments because of your low egg production? And this is something also that women don't really understand too. Once you hit your 30s, your egg production goes dramatically down. Like you're talking about losing upwards of 90% of your eggs. So you're only working with around 10% of your eggs left, right? So you're looking at it from a biological position of, okay, if I'm talking about having kids, I'm talking about having a family, like I'm literally on the clock. And I know a lot of women don't like to think about that because, that's something that's been kind of used against them since millennia. But we can't we can't outwork or we can't outsmart by ours. We can't outsmart Mother Nature. We can't outsmart Father Time. It's there for a reason, right? Because in nature, it's kind of one of those things where Mother Nature would have thought that by this time now you would have already had children, as to why your production goes down, as to why we're even built differently. Women are born with all the eggs they'll ever be born with, while as men, we're constantly producing sperm. You feel what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I tell women, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to stop you from doing what you want to do. But if you are trying to have children, those are things that you have to keep in mind.
I think that women are aware of those things. I mean, I can say myself, I have talked to my OBGYN about, my possibility of having kids for at least the last 2 years, since I was 25. Because I'm not married and I'm not in a relationship that's leading to marriage at this point. And so freezing your eggs is a thing, you know what I mean? And I have talked to many of my friends who don't have kids who talk about maybe doing it when we turn 29, if we are in a situation we aren't married or anything.
What is the process of like freezing your eggs? They talked about that.
So I'm not very, very familiar with it. I know that there's a retrieval period. But I think that you're gonna go through a period of receiving hormones that are gonna increase your egg production, and then you have to go in and get them retrieved. I don't know if that's surgical. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
Now, I will say this because I have heard people, talk about going possibly down the road of surrogacy, right? When I looked it up, when I was, with my last ex, right, because she was older than me, surrogacy in the state of Alabama, and this was 2020, so I don't know what it is in 2022.
Yeah.
But it said that to have a surrogacy, it would cost you in the net worth of like $110,000.
That's a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
And it's already expensive to raise a kid
Yeah.
in America. And you talking about already having that money up front, because we're talking about the whole procedure of inseminating the woman with the egg and the sperm. Just all like the doctor visits, just all that, up front. And that's one of those things, like, people talk about that. And I mean, that sounds good, what I'm saying? I just hope that if that's an option for a woman or a man.
You can like give your eggs and not give it to a surrogate though. You can like freeze your eggs and use them for yourself.
So
how old would you? But I guess the question would be, how old would you be by the time you?
Because I was about to ask her, you know who Lolo Jones is?
I'm not familiar.
She's an Olympic
she's a track
runner, Olympic winning track runner, right? And earlier this year, she went viral for crying because she is now doing IVF, but she's like 40 years old.
Mhm.
And I think it's been a struggle for her. Because after like you don't produce any more eggs.
Mhm.
And so I think she was crying about her dating experiences.
Mhm.
And she was like, one of the things, and that's why I asked you, she put off a lot of stuff to pursue her career in being an athlete.
Mhm.
And that basically took her late 30s to understand, like, damn, they told me to freeze my eggs and stuff. So now she's going on like this campaign of telling women, hey, you guys need to start around 30 years old freezing your eggs because I started later. And she was one of the videos that I seen. She was talking about one of her friends tried to hook her up with this guy. And she was like, the guy was nice, but he didn't look like she wanted him to look, basically.
Mhm.
And so she was giving like, and she's not an ugly woman. She's cute. She's a cute woman, mixed woman. She's
Yeah,
cute.
racially ambiguous.
Yeah. So it's but she was using that he didn't look like she wanted the guy, even though he was nice. And I was like, attraction is a thing. You need to be attracted to people that you want to be with, but at the same time, is what you're looking for really in, do you qualify for what you're looking for, basically?
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to say. Do you
Mhm.
qualify for what you're looking for? And I think she was looking for men that she obviously did not qualify for because she never landed those type of guys. And so
Right.
I think a lot of women, this goes back to the what do you bring to the table thing. A lot of women don't bring a lot to the table that they think they do, or people don't see the value in them like they think that they should. And so that becomes an issue. And now thinking that you just going to freeze your eggs and be able to carry a baby at 40 is kind of crazy. Just like Tammy Roman. You know who that is?
Well, I do think though difficulty with getting pregnant at 40 without eggs being retrieved or frozen is because the eggs are not as healthy. Right? So if you can take a healthy egg and plant it into a healthy uterus, then you can have a successful pregnancy.
But I don't think it's just that simple, because even the womb itself, still talking about a 40 something plus year old womb.
Right. But what I'm saying is majority of the miscarriages that happen in that age range is because of the egg's health and not necessarily the uterus. That's what I'm saying.
How do they know that's a healthy egg or not? Like, what test do they run on the egg?
Right. And so that's where you go, when he says, when you turn 30, your egg production or is lower. You don't have as many. And so those are eggs that could potentially have chromosomal deformities and things like that. You know what I mean? Versus the ones that you have when you're 22.
Yeah, but I'm asking, how do like doctors know that is cause of why these babies are not making it?
I mean, I think studies shown, you know what I mean? Even like with sperm.
No,
too.
I'm not saying. I'm just asking, like, is there like a thing that they can like a test, basically?
Yeah.
Like, do you know if there's
yes.
a test of, like, you could test the egg or something like
I
that?
think that it could be deformed in shape, you know what I mean, and things like that. So that's why a lot of those pregnancies don't last, not necessarily because of the womb or the uterus, but because of the health of the egg.
Oh, I got you. So
Yeah.
they can like pull an egg out of you and look at the shape or something and be like,
Yeah. So like if I were to go now and they were able to get healthy eggs, they would be able to run whatever test to make sure that they're good. Versus if they took eggs when I was 40 and they could put them side by side and say, well, they are lacking some form, deformities and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
Like, she tried to do like the whole like IVF thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause she actually portrayed it when she was on Being Mary Jane, doing the whole IVF treatment thing and showing kind of like what you were saying, like the deformity of her eggs in the womb. And then that actually was art imitating life, because before they went through the route of surrogate, her and Dwayne Wade, they were trying to get pregnant. But this is, Gabrielle Union at, age 42, 43, 44 years old, to the point where they're going to go through another round of like IVF treatments, to the point where Dwayne had to step in, was just like, hey, we're not going to put your body through that, because women go through a lot of like physical like strife trying to, put in injections, take, many like hormone shots. to help vitalize their eggs to get to
Mhm.
a point where it could get fertilized in the womb. You know what I'm saying? And it really takes not only a physical toll, but a mental and emotional toll too. If you're not successful with that,
I'm gonna say this: going through 2 pregnancies of an able-bodied woman is stressful enough. I would not want to see the process of like IVF.
It's brutal from, people's experiences and stuff. It's hard, like you said, mentally and emotionally. And I can just imagine as a woman not being able to give my husband one thing that he asks for or
So
wants.
let's go there. You married older. Y'all try every attempt to have a kid. He cannot have a kid, but he desires a kid, and not necessarily an adopted kid. Let's say he wants to see himself in some form of his own DNA, right? Would you allow him to have or go through like a surrogacy with like another woman or something like that? And y'all
So
take on
you
a
said
baby.
he couldn't have kids as
You-
if his sperm didn't
No,
work?
you
Oh,
couldn't
so
give
you
him.
meant me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you couldn't give him kids. So let's say he uses his sperm and an egg from another woman. Would you be okay with something like that? But it's y'all baby. Y'all gonna raise it together. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, if we go to the doctor and we pick out a surrogate for sure, and we're happy with her and she's comfortable with that, I don't mind.
oh, make sure you lawyered up too.
be lawyered up too?
What? Boy,
to,
yes.
to go through a surrogacy with the doctor, I'm not talking
No,
about no bootleg.
No.
Oh,
The surrogacy, like as far as like the mother, like make sure you have it in writing. I know this kind of off subject, but like make sure like whoever is going to be the parents and whoever's just going to be the carrier, that y'all have a legal agreement that you're going to only be the incubator, you know what I'm saying, of this child. Like you're not going to have a relationship with the child because again, it's still a human process that's going on here.
Yeah.
So she could still very much so grow an attachment to this child that's grown in her womb. So if you don't have paperwork there to say like, hey, like you're only agreeing to carry this child with us because my wife can't do it physically on her own, that could potentially bring a lot of legal ramifications on down the line, because let's just say she may want to keep the child.
I think if she's a part of an agency, though, she can.
I mean, if that could be.
She can't. I mean, it's just like being a sperm donor. You know what I mean? And all the paperwork that you sign in order to do that, you can't do that. That's illegal.
Hey.
And also, you could
listen.
usually, if it's going to be a situation like that, you wouldn't get the egg from the surrogate. I mean, I guess you could, but you would get a donor egg. So it'd be a donor egg.
So you think they just have eggs laying around?
People donate their eggs.
Oh, I didn't know that people donated eggs too.
You can donate your eggs just like you can donate your sperm. And so I'm not sure if the catalog is the same, but I know when you do a sperm donor, you can go and find someone with some of the same features as your partner. Dark hair, dark skin, light eyes, whatever it is, so that when your child is born, it could have some similar features. You know what I mean?
Have y'all seen that story on Netflix about that man?
I did. Our father.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
And you know it's still not illegal. It's not illegal.
What?
It's not illegal.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That shit is wild.
He's a gynecologist, right?
Yeah.
He was like the person that did the
in vitro.
Yeah, in vitro.
And he was a part of that
his
cult.
own sperm. He was his own sperm though.
And he was
in this
creating
small
the blonde hair, blue
town.
eyes.
Yeah, in this small town. Me and my wife started watching, but I kept falling asleep. It was boring. To me, it was boring.
He did not go to jail. And actually, there have been, I think they said, close to 50 other doctors that have been found doing
the same thing.
And they don't go to jail because it's not illegal.
Wow.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they have put laws in place that could prevent stuff like that from happening now.
Okay.
In certain areas, but not globally and not federally.
Okay.
Man, that shit is wild.
So okay, so I can see how they couldn't go down, but let's just say like if you had somebody that you just like, okay, she's a healthy person.
But see, I would never do that.
Make sure, bro, you'll be surprised.
I would never just be like, Yeah, you like a great candidate. You want to have a baby? You know?
I mean, but I've heard, but no, like, really,
no, that has happened.
I've heard women be like, you know, well, you know, I got a girlfriend that's disabled, so I know she can't carry a child, so I would love to carry a child for her.
Yeah.
How would she get pregnant?
So I've seen
because her girlfriend is able child. Like,
No, I said how would the carrier get pregnant?
how would it care? I mean, I would assume like you would have an egg, and then I guess they would have a sperm. I guess if she had a dude, or you know, what I'm saying, guy, you know, went to a sperm bank or whatever.
Oh, so you would still do it through the doctor?
I'm assuming that this person would do the doctor. If you're talking about myself personally speaking, I want to do the old natural way. I want to be shooting up the club myself.
I would not be okay with that. That would not be okay with me.
You know, I will.
Because then, how do you know she got pregnant this time? You got to do it multiple times just to make sure.
I mean, if I'm having a child, it will be with a able-bodied woman. Like we're in a relationship. I guess let me clear that up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm talking about this scenario.
Oh,
you know,
in this scenario, like I would assume that, you know, the girlfriend, because I have I don't know if we're still friends, but like this woman in particular, like she has like a deformity where like she can't.
Honey, I ain't talking about that.
No. So she's actually, one of her girlfriends has actually told her that, like, hey, like, she ever wanted to have a child, like, she would, you know, carry an egg for her. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I don't know how they would, you know what I'm saying, get the necessary sperm per se. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm asking, how would you do it?
How would I do it?
Yes.
If I was in a scenario where my woman couldn't have,
and you found a Becky on the side of the road that you thought was able-bodied to have your baby,
blonde and blue eyed.
Yeah. I want to know how would she be inseminated?
Oh, Becca. I mean, shoot, either it would have to me, you know, rubbing one in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Which that's typically how it's done
at a physician's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because for example,
you was making it seem like you just gonna knock her out.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about just having a kid in general.
No, but the scenario you had gave was like, "Hey, bitch, come let me fuck you."
Yeah, so we can have like I'm gonna get it.
But it also happens too, though.
I would not be okay with that.
You was making it seem like you was going.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's why she was asking the question.
Oh no. Yeah. But if we're going to put myself in,
that's why she kept saying, "Are you going to go to a physician's office?"
Yeah. I'm thinking to myself like, how I would have a kid. Like no, like I'd rather have a kid the old-fashioned way. But if we're talking about this scenario here,
in the scenario you was
more than likely, it will be me just having to go to a physician, rubbing one out.
Okay.
Or if I do have that permission,
we on the same page.
Or if I do have that permission to go ahead and knock it down, you know, so I'm gonna do that too.
But see, this is the thing. How many times do you think it's gonna take for you to go ahead?
I mean, women know the ovulation window.
Okay, then.
Hey, it ain't just cut and dry as knowing your ovulation window because it just ain't like that. It just ain't like that because even that book right there, like Sperm Wars, is a very good book. Talks about sperm, how we ejaculate. All of that stuff is written by sex scientists. It's very, very good. But even if you have sex on that, that doesn't guarantee that your sperm is still going to swim to that edge.
Yeah.
So like she's saying, you might be having sex with this person a year and a half.
Yeah, and if you think you're going to sleep here peacefully, you think you ain't walking into a peaceful home. I will give you some of that. I will take some stuff off the table that I put on there. Apparently, it's gonna be a problem.
We want a baby, right?
We don't. You do.
You want a baby too, but you can't have one.
We want a baby.
I don't want one at that expense.
Oh, okay. So he gotta go to. So your man gotta go to the doctor.
Absolutely. Everything is gonna be handled in office, in a clinic, with an open and closed, not in somebody's house. No, absolutely not. I will not be doing that. No.
That nigga gonna be walking the house smiling like a boy.
I wish you would even lay down in this bed. I wish you would.
And then just think about it. Look, what if he had doing that and then he still expect to have sex with you? You're gonna feel a ways. And then you're gonna feel less than a woman because another woman's gonna give your man something that you can't give him as a baby. That shit.
And then it sounded like infidelity to me in the state of Alabama after 10 years. It's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you right now, you will not do that.
That's why on year 8, you better assess what you got.
That sounds like infidelity. Year 8, evidence.
Y'all, year 8 in Alabama, you better assess. Do I love that bitch? Is this going good? Do you love me? Will you steal for me? Well, you
I'm
care for
just
me?
telling you, that's some heartache. I would be so upset if you just came up in here just having a great day.
But you'll be
But
surprised. though.
side note, do y'all watch Game of Thrones?
I don't.
I haven't watched it.
I don't
haven't
even know
watched
what that
GOT.
is.
So
I
it's
mean,
a
I know
T-
it's a show.
Okay, so
It's
I ain't
a
gonna-
game.
no, it's a TV
Nuh-uh.
show.
It's about like medieval.
Like Lord of
they
the
like
Rings?
yeah, it's so similar,
Okay.
but it's very good. It's they probably Lord of the Rings. Well, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, but like after the second Lord of the Rings, it kind of got.
Yeah.
But the same with this one. It's kind of like a spinoff, but it's like the precursor of this show that the popular Game of Thrones, the one that started, but it's not as good. It's kind of boring. But they trying to like they've had 7 episodes, and they in those 7 episodes they probably spanned 15 years. Like they're trying to speed up the timeline to get good. So they like the second episode, it was like 10 years later. It's like,
Oh,
I missed 10 years in 2 episodes. Like then the next, like the 7th episode, like the lady has like a 15-year-old. Like they're trying to speed it up. And then like the last episode that it was on, the 2 kids that grew up to have the kids, they're totally 2 different people. And these actors aren't good as the kid actors.
okay.
Yeah, so this one is not good because the timeline is so fast.
Yeah.
And like I said, in 7 episodes, they've gone 15 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
What season is this?
this is the first season of the prequel.
Oh.
This is the prequel, but the one that came out before this, Game of Thrones, that was really good. Really had a horrible ending though. 7 seasons to have the 7th season only had 3 episodes because it looked like the writer didn't know where to go. So literally I think it's the 7th or the 8th season, they only had 3 episodes, and then it ended terribly. Like everybody was mad about the ending. Like that was the best show with the worst ending ever.
That's usually how good shows are. They usually have like very suckish endings. That's how Mad Men ended too.
Because I think Insecure ended horribly to me.
It did.
It ended hard. And it kind of ended as if I got some other shit I want to do, so we're just gonna end this shit instead of like it really just kept going and playing. Like Insecure was a really good show, very relatable to like our age group, stuff that was going on. But it's like, what the fuck? Like this last shit was, I don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could have kept that. That was a horrible ending too.
It was.
I think Power.
Not a fan.
You're not a fan of Power?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I haven't watched a full episode, but I just don't find it interesting.
Power had a good ending to me. I think Power had a decent ending.
See, I haven't really like been on Ghost or Kanan yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really
I don't like Tommy Show.
I've heard a lot of people say they
Is
don't
that the
like-
one with
Force.
No, I did watch Raising Cain.
Yeah, Raising Cain. I like Raising Cain a little bit. It's getting
Kanan.
better. Yeah, Raising Cain. Yeah,
I
I
like it. I
You
don't
like
like
it?
those kind. I'm a documentary person, so
I like documentaries. too.
big
Yeah, I like
documentary
documentaries
Yeah,
too.
person.
documentaries are really pretty good.
Yeah.
But that Dharma, that shit was good. Even
I
though-
haven't watched
You
it.
gotta watch that. Then you gotta also, because I started it last night, the conversations of the people who are actually a part of
the trials that's
Yes,
coming
bro.
up. No, the trials is creepy.
Okay.
Like the show is good and it kind of make it, but when you actually look at these actual trials, it is like, bruh, like you be like, this is real shit. Like they really up here in court talking about what the fuck going on, because like they started the show and I did not know this, but I seen the dude that got away, that when they told on him when the show started, nigga, they was making the memes about dance and shit. So they tried to make him act like he was gay.
but he wasn't.
He wasn't gay. And so he was talking about, and this is how he lured him there, but he was talking about how he was just basically broke and needed some money. And Jeff was basically like, I'm a photographer, I'm gonna give you some money for some pictures. So that's why he ended up going to the room to take the pictures,
Mhm.
not because of a sexual act, but they tried to make it seem like every guy that went there because they wanted to have sex. So
Mhm.
that was crazy.
I
That shit
thought
was
all of the
crazy.
victims wanted money.
No, like actually his first victim was a guy that, because he talked about a lot of times about like this fantasy of like picking up like a hitchhiker and basically being in control of this individual and not having them go anywhere, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
So the guy, I think his name was like Steven Hicks or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't other side or whatever, and he ended up bringing him back to his house because he, this is 70s, so he was hitchhiking anyways, which is already dangerous in itself.
Mhm.
because you don't know who you could possibly get linked up with,
Mhm.
and said that he claims that he murdered him by accident with a with a dumbbell. You know what I'm
'Cause they
saying?
They was
With the
working
what?
out in the show.
He claimed that he murdered him on accident with a dumbbell, right?
Oh wow.
And then dismembered his body and was going to dump it in the ravine, but ended up getting pulled over by a cop. So he had to end up bringing the body back to his house and end up scattering the body all over
In
the
his
yard.
front yard. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But let's end this soft girl era. We've had 2 hours long.
I know we didn't even get to the other one, the other video.
Y'all want to play it? Y'all want to talk about it? Are y'all ready to go? Yeah, I'm good to go, but it's
I
late.
mean, we could. I mean,
I don't have anything to do.
Okay,
This is what I'm here to do.
Let's do it.
let's
then.
go. Let's go.
I like these kind of conversations because I ain't got shit to do. Gotta find the mouse. I never find it when I lose it.
I have to watch that documentary though.
Well, the Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and
Man, it is,
actually,
yeah.
I probably
It's a
y'all
trip.
know what y'all want to do. We
It's-
should do.
Well,
We should do a podcast watching it, the actual trial.
when is it air?
I got
Oh.
it saved on Facebook.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the first dude.
Let me catch up on the series.
Yeah, Tracy Edwards, something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like life has I'm seeing so many women say that they are in their soft era and they're living these soft lifestyles. And it's become this aesthetic that I just cannot relate to, and I wish that I could and I want to, but I literally can't. I feel like life has always been hard, and as a result, I built a hard exterior. So now, thinking about finding an environment where I can be vulnerable and be softer, it just seems unattainable. Because I ain't never been no soft ass bitch. And no shade, because where do I sign up? It just feels like it's never been an option. This is just how it's come to me. I'm seeing
What will make a woman's life hard for her to say that she cannot possibly be in a soft girl era? What makes women hard?
I would probably imagine at the bare minimum some financial difficulties.
Okay, y'all hold the conversation. I'm finna run back, run to get my charger real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I would imagine, like, I guess she didn't give much context, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine feeling that heavy burden of providing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Being something that would consistently hold you in that masculine role. And I feel like sometimes I get to that place too. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, I gotta pay everything.
Yeah.
And this could have been a good month, it could have been a bad month, it could have been an okay month. And
Right.
just the stress of like wanting to take care of those things. And I don't know her situation, but I'm blessed. I can always rely on my parents, but I hate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it grinds my gears to have to, like, hey, I know I'm adult and I've been on my own for a minute. And they're always like, no. Like,
Yeah.
if you need something, let me know. But
Yeah.
I would rather suffer sometimes before I would ask.
And I think sometimes women, not saying all women do this, but I think sometimes women make it hard on themselves when it's like they have like a point to prove.
Yeah.
Like I want to prove that I'm an adult, so I'm not going to go to my dad, or I'm not going to go to my mom, I'm not going to go to my parents for assistance because I want to prove
Yeah.
that I am able to take care of myself. But I just come from the train of thought that a woman isn't supposed to be living a life like of independence, especially for like a long period of time. For a short period, okay, cool. But like as you start to get up in age, like I think like you should have someone that, primarily, traditionally a husband, so as to kind of like take to relieve you from a lot of that stress that will come with, providing for yourself, And I think also a lot of times too, especially what we see in our community, we see a lot of women, they try to prove a point, like, this whole notion, I don't have to have a man to provide for me, so I'm just going to, I'm just going to go out here and just get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Not really understanding that women are not really built to really like be hard workers and to provide for themselves like men are. And not saying that women can't do that,
Right.
but it takes more of a toll on a woman than it does a man. Because I think men are just physically built to want to already be in that form to work. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like when you talk about, like her, she really didn't give us a lot of details to really work with. I would probably say that one, she probably is in a position where she has only herself to depend on, or she probably is talking from a position where she probably did grow up, kind of I was alluding to earlier. She grew up in a single mother household, and she probably grew up in a environment where her mother told her that, hey, like you need to be self-sufficient. You don't need to be dependent on a man. You need to, get out here and get to it. And I think, that type of rearing, even though her mother may not meant no harm or no malice by it, it probably did her, it probably wasn't to her benefit long term, because it started to harden how she looked at men in general. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of took away from it too. And then also too, like it be tripping me out, and it's just me, you know what I'm saying? Like when I see women do like TikToks or whatever, like, it was very distracting to me. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, man. It's kind of hard for me to take you serious. And she doing this whole like rocking back.
She just want attention. She got her titties in there.
I mean, bro,
but she's I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
she's fucking sexy. I ain't gonna lie. She's sexy as
beautiful.
fuck.
Like, that's how it's kind of like. That's in my mind. I'm just kind of like, was your life really hard? Cause
I'm gonna say this about that video. Which to me, it looked like she was calling her sugar daddies. My life was hard. I can't be soft. My titties in there. I'm dead up. So hey, niggas, I'm had a hard life. Bro, I'm finna post my cash app.
Do you know, bro? Real talk, no, bro. Do you know how many dudes probably hit her in her DMs out of that video, bro? Like, I'll pay your bills, girl.
Baby, I can make your life easier. I can. Oh yeah, baby.
And see, that's something. And that's something.
I'm so glad you said that.
Go ahead. Go tell us about your DMs. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say this. So I recently started being active on Facebook, like within the last 3 weeks, right? And so prior to me being more vocal about my opinions and posting more photos and videos of myself, I feel like I've always been, I guess, treated with respect, right? Now I feel like sometimes I get put in the category of you're pretty or attractive or whatever. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So everything else, shut up. We want to see you be pretty. And so like with her, I listen to the message more, but how you guys were like, we ain't really trying to hear the message like that because you look good, girls. Like you really ain't got that much stuff.
Hold on now. Let's do we need to put it back up and so we can just read?
No, but I'm just saying the interpretation of the same video.
But hold on. Let's do this.
I felt sad when I watched it.
Hold on.
I didn't I? When we first watched it.
Do you think it was more so the background music?
I think the music did, but also the fact that she was like, I aspire to want to do something that could help me. You know what I mean? Like this could help me feel better if I was able to not have this.
Now, come on, but hold on.
She looked like she at the gym.
Look, you don't post pictures like this though.
I don't have her.
But I'm just saying. But you don't post pictures like this though.
No.
Okay, then it's look.
Because I'm saying I don't, and I still get the same low key response.
But what I'm saying is she should get the response like that. I don't know why you get it, but you don't post that type of content.
I mean, I had someone a couple weeks ago message me, "You're so beautiful" at 6 a.m. I didn't respond at 8, and he responded back and was like, "Oh, you too good. You a gold digger." He just like started going off on me.
If you ain't getting no money, how you a gold digger?
I didn't even respond to him. I didn't even see the message, and that's the response that I get.
Hell no.
And so, like her,
okay.
She's posting,
so hold on. If you watching this, do y'all think that she's posting this video for help or because she's really hurt? Because if you look at her titties, the way she's looking out seductive, she got a decent size lash. I fucking hate lashes, but she got
the butterfly
eyelashes.
You got lashes on?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I can't tell. Like they don't look bad because you got them ones that got them extra long. I just don't like lashes.
Okay. I get what you're talking about.
What you
You don't like
say?
the lashes? They too much.
No, see, the thing for me,
So I didn't even know you had lashes on.
See, the
so
thing for
that's
me
good.
is like women can like overdo it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
don't
men,
disagree.
like men, we naturally like women who have a natural look to themselves. It's not too like cartoonish.
Mhm.
So when we look at this woman from a male's perspective, she got her hair did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She got the curls for the girls. She got her butterfly eyelashes. She got the bedroom eyes. She got her lips. Well, I don't know. That's just how her lips naturally pucker or whatever. But she got that pucker lip. It look like she's probably put some makeup on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then she got the girls out too. You know what I'm saying? Which is like it's attention. So for us as men, when we see that and we see her and we hear her, we hear what she's saying, but then we're looking at her, and then just from the typical guy and what we saying value as far as beauty and aesthetics from a woman, we're looking at it like, is your wife really hard, man? Because you like the type of woman that you can really have anything you want just based on how you look. So if your life is hard, you're probably making it harder than what it has to be.
So
I
I got a question. Should this look be part of the soft girl aesthetic?
Yeah, why not?
Just asking, like, if I'm looking at a woman, oh, she's in her soft girl era, would that be it?
I would imagine. I mean,
So
I
your
don't think
titties need to be out.
okay.
And-
I think we have different perspectives. Like, I think she has cleavage showing, but would I be like, oh, she got her boobs out? I wouldn't say that.
So how much lower does that shirt need to be before you say her
Okay,
her titties is
I'm
out?
looking at the context, right? It looks like she has a backpack on. So I'm assuming she is doing something athletic.
I'm gonna tell you why
Or
she's
at
not doing
school.
nothing athletic. Look at her hair.
What's wrong with
Oh
that?
no, nothing wrong with it. But when you look at her hair, when women have curls, if they've sweated a little bit, something will be kind of straight. All of her
You
curls
can't
are still.
see her edges. What if she had a headband on and she took it off? It's different ways to work out. I work out and I don't have drenched hair.
I didn't say she would have a drenched hair,
Okay, what?
but you would be able to tell there would be some type of sweat. As a matter of fact, I've seen your posts on your workout videos, and
Yeah.
sometimes your hair is wet in the front.
If I have it down, but if I have it pulled back, no. And second of all, my sister works out. She's actually training to be in a bikini contest, and KJ doesn't sweat.
Some people don't sweat, but she was sweating.
How do you know?
Okay,
My mom is shapely
It's-
like her, and she doesn't sweat.
it's very rare. Even
then you
hold on, I'm gonna say this.
Probability logic.
No.
Go ahead and say it right now.
Most people sweat when they work out, though.
That's fair. Most.
And she has
Not
she
all.
has a lot of hair.
That's what I'm saying. She has a lot of hair, too. So
What if she was headed to the gym? I mean, I'm just saying, like, she looks like she's in
she
transition.
could
If she
have
was-
been headed to the gym. That is very much so true.
She doesn't look
But how
like
you know she going to the gym? Because you think she has a backpack. Well, it look like a backpack. We all says a backpack, but how you know she head to the gym? She could have a baby backpack on.
Yeah, she could. It could be a diaper bag.
Slash got a little spank on too. Them little corsets.
So would the message be received differently if she had on a turtleneck?
I got it. Okay, so
Honestly,
this is y'all.
yes.
Hold on.
That's fair.
This is y'all thing when men are talking to y'all. Two is tone, right?
Mhm.
So if the tone is important for the message to be received, why doesn't the dress need to be important for the message to be received?
I mean, I don't know because I don't judge. Sorry, I didn't mean to say police. When I looked at this video, I did not pay attention to her breasts. I was looking at her face, in her words. But I can understand. You guys do. You're men. You know, I'm not attracted to women, so I wouldn't notice the things.
I
that
mean,
you
no,
notice.
we're not saying that you had to be attracted, but it's kind of hard. And it may be the fact that I am a man that plays a factor into that. I would just think in general, it would be kind of hard to look at this video and not see that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, she literally is kind of like the way she's positioning herself. Like she's literally like
Like the phone is stationary.
It's almost like she wants you to
So
kind of
somebody
like focus on that too.
one to Jordan said not all women sweat when they work out.
That's my mom.
Oh,
Told
hey
you.
mom.
Told you.
Hey,
I
mom.
told you. My
Let me
mom
look
doesn't
at you.
really sweat, and she's shapely.
Oh, your mama sexy. Oh,
Ew, she's
mama,
married
I'm
and
sorry.
she's getting ready to go out the country with her husband.
But you know, also too, man. You
Hey,
know,
mama.
But you know, also too, man. Like
Oh, your
just for
mama
me
got
being
almost
an active, you know, gym going.
Hey,
myself,
mama, share the video if you're watching, mama.
Hey, mom.
But you know, also too, man. Like just the atypical woman. I'm not gonna say all. Some women don't really be putting in that work in the gym like that, bro. Like they the treadmill.
They walk on the
They
treadmill.
the treadmill
Yeah.
warriors. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like 30 minutes.
Hey, mom, I want to tell you about your daughter and all this fluff she giving us
Look,
on the podcast today.
I am raised up to be the woman she wanted me to be. Okay, so you not getting ready to tell her anything she doesn't know.
She giving us a lot of fluff.
I'm not.
She moonwalking Michael Jackson around these questions really, real well.
Look, I'm the daughter of an attorney.
I
You
see.
know, details matter.
I see.
Details matter. So if you're gonna ask me a
Context.
question, I need to make sure I have every angle so I can make the best decision.
Oh hell, you wiggle out these questions very, very well.
I never wiggle out the question.
Yeah.
I just need more clarity. You maybe need to structure them a little bit better.
Oh,
Lord.
shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna make sure I structure questions very well for the next time you're on here,
Thank you.
so you cannot run
I
away
don't
from
run.
questions.
I
Okay.
don't run.
But yeah, like I honestly would say like the message would probably be taken more serious from both men and women, you know, with an adjustment to attire, because for me it looks like she's trying to also get attention too.
Mhm.
Because if you're more so focused on like kind of like what Seth was alluding to, if you're focused on the message, it's kind of like what will be the need of you, you know, constantly leaning back and forth, you know what I'm saying, putting the girls kind of in the forefront of your video, you know what I'm saying?
I can honestly say though, when we watched that video, I did not pay attention to her even moving in the video. It wasn't something I noticed. But again, I just
No, play it with no sound, bro. Play it with no.
Your mama said she is her daddy daughter.
I told you I'm daddy's girl.
So we're gonna play the video again.
Okay.
So many women say that they are in their soft era.
I
And
mean,
she's intentionally
now that
putting-
you are bringing it to my attention, I see her movement, but I honestly was listening to her. I was like, dang,
And they're
that's
living these
so
soft
sad.
lifestyles. And it's become this aesthetic that I
bent over. Like she literally could have just had headshots holding the phone up to her face, but she's bent over, hands right up under her breast, as if she wanted to have a sexy pose and hold her own breast. Like you gotta know, like all of this is context. Like
Okay, yeah.
she could be like,
Break it down for me.
okay,
Okay.
just cannot relate to, and I wish that I could and I want to, but I literally can't. I feel like life has always been hard, and as a result, I built a hard exterior.
she leaning forward and leaning her head back.
What is she doing?
She's leaning forward but leaning her head back.
Like this?
Yeah, to put them girls on a camera.
So now,
Girl.
thinking about finding an environment where I can be vulnerable and be softer, it just seems unattainable.
Regardless.
Because I ain't never been on soft as a bitch. And no shade, because where do I sign up?
So is she not struggling
See,
now?
where do I sign up? So that is lingo for niggas that want to pay for me. I'm ready to sign up. Brad, is that not?
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised she's on Seeking, bro. I would not be surprised, bro. I mean, cause she has the look. Like she has a look of a chick that could get a sugar daddy, bro. Like real talk. Especially if she's like in a good age range. Oh yeah, she could definitely be a woman on Seeking, but it's just kind of like, are you more so trying to advertise yourself, or you more so trying to get this message out? That's kind of thing that I'm kind of in a.
And it does not look like she's trying to get a message out.
Well, it looked like she did. I mean, look at the hearts and the.
Right, 88,000 hearts.
And I guarantee you, majority of that's from men.
So what did that say about us?
That, bro, the flesh is weak, bro.
What does that say about us?
The flesh is weak, bro. The flesh is weak. We see some tatas. We see some cheekies on the other side.
It ain't that for me. I love sexy lips.
I mean,
Pretty
she got
feet.
that too.
Yeah, that's
She
what I'm
got
saying.
I ain't gonna say that I want to say this is a family show, but
Right now it is because your mama on here, so we
You
can't say.
can say what you want.
No, 'cause shit,
Nah.
we don't need your mama. I
Nah.
might meet your mama one day. I don't need her to have a bad
Nah.
preconceived notion of me.
she definitely has.
She's been listening the whole time.
Oh,
So
really?
yes.
She definitely,
Oh,
So go ahead and say what you want to say. It's okay.
boy, DSL, bro. DSL.
oh damn.
Oh wow.
DSL, bro.
Hey, yeah, some sexy lips, hips, and I love some pretty feet. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But like I said, that says a lot about us as men
Mhm.
when it comes to how easily. You know what I don't like about women?
Oh,
This is what I hate about women.
tell me.
Is that women try to act so naive, like they don't know men are sexually driven.
Oh, I don't disagree with that statement.
I hate that so bad. Like women to be like, all you want to do is have sex. What? Duh, that's the reason I approached you. Like I don't know who you are. I see you from afar. You look good, or I see you on your pictures. I'm here to deliver you. The nasty.
Yeah,
That's what I'm here for.
I agree with you on
But
that.
women that say all day long, all men want to do is have sex. I don't understand.
And then, bro, the woman who usually come from, bro, this be the one that posted thirst traps.
Right. It's the ones that'll be twerking all hard on camera.
Bro, this one
And
right.
then, bro, they had a girl just went viral. She was posting the hearts and the comments that she was getting from her story, but she was twerking on the video. I'm like, damn, all these niggas thirsty. You're the one twerking.
You giving the water.
Like, you're twerking, but the men are thirsty who putting hearts on your stuff and writing comments and stuff like that. Like the men are thirsty.
I don't disagree with you.
It's weird.
And then,
The
bro,
first time today.
and look, she'll be the type of chick too, bro.
Lord.
She'll be the type of chick too, bro. She'll probably put a Bible scripture up on a thirst trap.
She'll put a Bible scripture under there.
Bro, Philippians 4 verse 6.
Now she gonna hit you with the Proverbs. What is the Proverbs 31 woman?
Oh my goodness.
That's what she gonna do. Proverbs 31. She gonna he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Like, come on, dog. No.
Like, yeah, bro.
So this is soft girl aesthetic, I guess. Ashanti said it is. I was just wondering. So if I see a woman that's dressed like this,
I mean, I would say soft girl aesthetic could be subjective in certain fashion.
you a dancing fool. You know that.
Would you say that this is a masculine outfit, or would you say it's feminine?
No, I didn't say anything. I simply asked you as a woman.
Yeah, it
Since
looks
you say
feminine.
you know about soft girl era,
It looks feminine. It looks comfortable,
feminine and comfortable,
and it looks like something that would allow her to be stress free. And
she
be able
said
to
she's
be soft.
stressed out. She said she ain't no soft ass bitch.
Yeah,
nowadays.
she is stressed out. But I'm saying it would
Yeah.
allow her to be if she wanted.
And you know what? She got a corset on, bro. So
Isn't that your
A
mom-
waist
like-
trainer.
Yeah, so it looks like she may have some assistance with kind of propping the you know what I'm saying, the hoo-has up, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga said hoo-ha.
The hoo-has. man.
Hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha! You got your olive chick.
What is her? I want to go to her page.
Oh, your mama?
The girl.
Oh, you finna go to her TikTok?
I want to see like kind of her content.
Oh, yes. I need to go to her page so we can look her up. I guess your mom said healthy women enjoy sex.
They do. What's her stuff? Her
TikTok name?
Yeah.
It's a Savannah Christina. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can look it up.
I say, yeah.
Is this her? Yeah, this is her.
Healthy women enjoy sex. Yes, but how much sex?
Oh, is it a certain amount?
I
You should
mean,
enjoy
look.
it,
I
and
mean,
the other
look.
amount you
I
should-
mean, look, because hey,
Oh, and then-
Look,
I mean, look,
all of it.
can we talk about context? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I hope that
hold on. So this is her. Oh, she fine.
I'm looking at her videos and She looks to be consistent.
So hold up.
Oh, let's go her content.
Keep going down because I'm like, hold up.
Mhm.
Oh, let's watch this one.
She got a couple on there.
So
being
we're gonna
sexy.
include this one out. Savannah Christina, we making a thing of your videos.
No, don't do this to me. No, don't.
When the homeboy you trust was just trying to get with you the whole time.
I hate that.
When it's very rare that men can be friends with women. Oh, red lipstick.
Jesus.
See, look at this. Look how she holding this damn microphone.
The lyrics to Break My Soul are so beautiful.
Come on, dog.
Oh my goodness.
Come, bruh.
Your mind's in the gutter.
Look how she holding this microphone. She know what she doing.
She know what she doing. And I'm talking
Come on,
about she got a good grip too.
Your engagement is what she wants, apparently.
I just fell in love. I just quit my job. I'm gonna find no drive. Damn, they work me so
I want to
hard.
sing.
Work by 9, then off past 5, and they
Is that
work
original
my
sound?
nerves. That's why I cannot sleep at night. Motivation. I'm looking for a new foundation. Yes, I've been on that new vibration. I'm building my own foundation. Yes.
Okay, that's enough of that one. She gonna definitely flag this post.
Oh no.
She definitely gonna flag me. No monetization on this one.
Oh man.
Let's see. Yeah, she fine. The curly, the big hair. I love big hair.
She's very pretty.
And she knows that she is so much more than the world.
So is she
has
not supposed to be
offer.
sexy sometimes?
Cup runneth over and body.
Huh?
Oh, you can't hear me.
I didn't hear shit you were saying. I was looking. What you said? That?
I know. Let me put my headphones on. You can play it again.
Oh my
Hell
Oh my gosh.
god.
I'm gonna play the video. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't quit. Badass bitch, so legit and always on her shit. Been through the most, but never been phased a bit. I mean, even her haters hate me a bit. Shine is lit.
So is she not supposed to be sexy?
No, she supposed to be what she want to be. I don't understand why you asking that
It's
question.
not a notion of not being sexy. It's just the whole like disingenuousness of like women trying to play down the sex. And it's like, oh, I didn't know I was doing.
like,
I didn't know
yeah.
I was.
I didn't know I was gonna get this reaction with my boobs in the camera.
I got my panties on. I have on.
You
all
guys
white.
are pervs.
I have on red lipstick.
Why are you looking at my breasts and not listening to what
So
I'm
red
saying?
lipstick is a thing.
Yes.
Yes.
It
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Red is a sexual color. It's an arousal color. Why do you think people put blush and stuff on them? Typically, makeup was worn for prostitutes.
Yeah, like red lipstick, red nails.
Yeah, that was for the working girls. Most people don't know that, but yeah. Why you do that?
I wear red lipstick and I don't
Trust me.
aspire to attract sexual attention.
But see, that be the thing. You can literally, and that's why I say this: women and men cannot possibly think of sex the same way. Can't.
Because I didn't know that
Oh,
the
yeah.
red lipstick, if I just sat it on the table, would it just do something
No,
to
it's
you?
the lipstick on. Of course, it's not like I walk in
Wait,
Walmart.
is
Let me
that
go
a-
look at the red lipstick.
Is that
Yeah.
applicable to every lip?
No, some women got that. It's a certain shape. It's a certain lip. It's like she has very full lips, full, juicy looking lips. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Not saying anything about your lips or anything. I'm just saying like hers in general. And she knows it's like, and the big hair. I love.
And she's. I mean, and look, she's playing up all her features, bro.
Yeah.
It's like she's playing it up, bro.
I want to do. She got a little booty, but she ain't got no booty pictures yet, so she might not got no Duke yet. She must ain't got that far
Oh
yet.
my gosh.
I mean, for her selling these
Hold on, here we go. Let's see what she got.
sitting on these
I was interviewed on TV about my experience as an artist.
Oh, so
It was
she's an artist.
absolutely an
She's
honor because many people don't see the work I do behind the scenes by myself. A singer, creative director, and boss. Learning to celebrate myself out loud more.
oh, she's giving us modern woman rhetoric now. Singer, creative, and a boss.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so then this makes more sense of why she's doing this because she has to sell sex to be an artist.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oh, you mean to be an artist?
Yeah, she's an artist.
Oh, I thought you meant for that video.
No, for
That's why I was like,
no,
dang,
no. I said
okay.
that what makes sense of why she's doing this because
Oh, okay.
everybody knows sex sells.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, everybody knows sex sells. So she's going to put herself in the limelight. You know what's crazy? Sex sells so much, and people know that they have a lingerie football league. They have
Yeah.
girls in volleyball shorts with their booty cheeks hanging out. Like, I love watching volleyball, and not for the sport. Like, this is crazy. But like I said, like that would like how you said you didn't know about the red lipstick. Do you know how many women do know about the red lipstick though?
I mean, I posted a video in red lipstick the other day.
Your response from that video
That look pretty.
from a lot of people, men.
Women do. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the red lipstick.
But I can't say that I don't get those compliments when I don't have it on.
It's not. It's not about not getting when you don't have it on. It's just the reaction, especially if you are a woman who does have a certain aesthetic lip. It really accentuates the lip. It gives off a indicator of sex. You know,
Mhm.
is very seductive.
Mhm.
Very seductive. And I mean, she
She bodied it.
yeah, man, she definitely got the looks for it.
She got the look. As a matter of fact, on our stroll through TikTok, let's go look at the other girl page since we ain't doing shit else.
Oh,
And we're going
Danger.
We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it with her TikTok.
Danger, boy.
Her talking about the other girl.
Bro. Danger.
danger.
I mean, she
What's her name?
I don't know her.
tripping.
I think it's like purple kiss.
Let's see if I can click it and then go to her page.
It's like it's like purple kiss or something like that. But yeah, she
Girl era.
The purple spider.
bro, just the name Purple Spider, like
Spiders eat the men, don't it?
yeah, bro. Take the head off.
Hers ain't as crazy though. She got like fitness stuff. She look crazy. Like she look cute in her picture by soccer era, but it ain't like the rest of the stuff ain't really that crazy. She ain't like the other girl, but I don't think she's the artist though. Like the other girl, she's an artist. She got to make sure all her stuff is A1.
Yeah, she a gym. Yeah, she a gym chick.
Oh, see, she got the moose knuckle in the video right there.
Oh my gosh.
And she'll definitely be like, oh, no.
Having hip dance.
And the video is having hip dance.
Having hip dance.
So
I'm trying to see what that video is with her going off about the dudes at the gym. And I'm just kind of like, and I can imagine she being the type of chick, bro, who will go in the gym.
I just feel like my pussy better than all them bitches you went with. Take his ass on the field trip.
shut the why you looking like that?
I was like, I'm trying to just take a cue.
The music was hard as hell, and she turned around hard as hell all at the same time.
I don't know about that.
Feel what he gonna feel the difference. I'ma take. I just feel like my pussy better than all them bitches you been with. Take.
I
Man,
don't like that.
this is but this is the average TikTok.
dangerous, bro.
This is the average TikTok.
Bro, Dangerous, bro. Oh, I know what it was. She was like,
Amazon finds.
She was like, what now?
she was like, I want to see how my body looks with certain attire and certain clothes on, and I'm just tired of guys just trying to come up to me and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, baby, like I think what she don't understand is a lot of women go to the gym just for that very reason alone. Like, especially they know they are a shapely woman.
Yeah.
Like they'll wear like the athleisure clothing and go to the gym and not really go to the gym to work out, but
Yeah,
to
just walk on that, get attention and stuff like that.
exactly.
I wonder, did she have a TikTok? Well, she probably got a lot of attention, but you know, y'all, they got the TikToks of the women saying men don't approach women nowadays. You seen those?
Yeah.
And they was upset about it and all of that. Men don't even catcall. But then, you know, in some places overseas, if you catcall a woman, they can put you in jail. That is crazy. Like, y'all, like this is the thing. Women fight for their own demise.
I feel like this. Hold on. I don't like this. I feel like when it comes to the catcalling, it I don't mind it, right? But it just depends on what you're saying and how close you are to me. Because
What's the wildest thing somebody said to you?
I don't know if anyone has done anything I would say was wild with their words, but I was pumping gas one time and this man was riding in a pickup truck and he was hanging out the window and they drove very fast and he pulled up and was like, I want to pump your gas. He just jumped out the car and now it scared me because I'm like, can you stay in the car? Like, send me on cute over there.
Yeah.
Don't rush over here. You know, and so that's the only thing that I have. If you think that I'm beautiful and you want to say hey or try to approach me, I'm not against that because I believe I'm beautiful too. You know, and if I was a man and I had the opportunity, I think I would take it too. But it's just how aggressive you are with it. You know, if he would have gotten out that pickup truck, hey ma'am, how you doing? You know, can I pump your gas? I more than likely would have told him no. You know what I mean? But him driving by real fast, hopping out the car, rushing towards me, it was too much.
How would you like a guy to approach you?
Not in the DMs.
Why? See, that's the weird thing too. So many women I've asked always said, "Don't slide into my DMs," right? But what if I would? How would I know if I'm going to ever see you in person, though?
This is the thing. So, okay, I would say this. I really don't like DMs, honestly. And I feel like with the growth of my Facebook page has really made it sour because I feel like I know you want to get to know me, but like it seems scary. Like you just followed me 2 seconds ago and you trying to get my number now? It's too fast. Like,
but what if a guy seen you out in the store in 2 seconds, like, oh, she found him, approach her? Like, isn't that not the same concept?
at least I get somewhat of a feel of who you are. There's some level of uncertainty on the
In
internet.
2 seconds?
If I can at least have a conversation with you, I can check from the conversation at least that you're mentally
You can't. You can't have a conversation with somebody in the DMs to make sure that too.
the ones that I'm having. I'm not thinking that they're mentally well. No.
You just proved my point.
Hold on, I want to show you one.
You just said you can have a conversation with people.
I would rather get a vibe from you versus you just pulling up in my DMs. You followed me 20 seconds ago. You liking all my pictures.
You don't think you can have a genuine conversation with people in DMs though? That's what I'm asking.
I do, but it goes. I would say in my case, they don't want to talk in the DMs. FaceTime me, call me. They want to take it out where they get personal contact with me. I don't like that.
Oh.
So I personally don't like that at all.
That young man trying to escalate, boy. He like, man, bro, I'm tired of talking through.
I mean, it was a guy yesterday. Followed me yesterday on Facebook. It's messaging me. And sometimes when people are like engaging in my posts and they DM me, I don't want to be rude. You know, so I'm asking, he commented on a reel I posted in Birmingham. It was a nice rooftop. Yeah, you should check it out sometime. Oh, you want to meet me out there in a couple days? No, I'm not. I'm gonna be busy. You want to go to the park? You got time? I don't like to text a lot. You got time to call me tonight? I didn't respond. He texted me today. You got time to call me today? It's just like so persistent to where I'm like, wait a second.
With that type of attention, if you were married and your husband said, I want you to delete your social media because you're getting too much attention, would you do it?
No, I wouldn't.
So you will put your career on hold for a family and a man and for your family, but when it comes to social media, you wouldn't put social media down for your family.
I guess it depends on the person, but I would put my career on hold because it would be growing my family. Me putting my social media down, it's not gonna grow my family. It's not gonna help
But
me
it
get pregnant better. It's not gonna help me nurse my kid better.
To
It's not
keep
gonna help
your
me do that.
family,
To keep my family.
so your husband doesn't feel insecure because so many of a lot less people will have access to you.
If he is insecure from my Facebook page, I don't know if that's a man that I want to be married to.
There you go.
It's
No,
not.
I finally got her. I finally got her. On.
It's not.
Uh,
I'm not gonna delete my social media. If I have to give up my business already for the kid that's generating income, my social media generates income. Now I want to have to give up some more, and you're still at 120.
well, look, I just asked a question. I don't know.
The
What
answer
he,
is gonna be no.
okay, fellas, we know they would not give us social media
No.
because they like the attention,
It's not the attention,
the
but
access
it's
they can
I do
have.
like communicating. I like posting my engaging content. I enjoy that. You want me to sit up here and wait on you all day? I will absolutely do it. As soon as you hit the door, I ain't talked to nobody all day, baby. Sit down because I got a lot I want to talk about.
He might like that.
Yeah, he might.
So if you meet a man that likes that, you gonna do it then?
No, I'm gonna do both.
What the fuck is
I'm gonna do both. I haven't had any contact or with anybody else other than people that's called me on the phone. So when you get here, I want to show and talk to you about everything going on in my life for this day. Download you on that.
But you said
the drama, the gossip.
But it don't matter because you said you still not gonna do it.
Yeah,
so
I'm
it
not.
don't even matter.
But
You
we
can't win.
Yes, you can. Don't be insecure.
Why is that insecure? If I feel like I just don't want people having access to you, why when men show a lot of interest in women and not necessarily in a controlling way, just saying, hey baby, I don't trust that this could be conducive to our relationship, and if you don't like it, y'all just chalk it up as being insecure.
Well, I just use insecure because that is the vocabulary word you chose. That's why you said insecure. If he was insecure about the social media attention,
I never said he was insecure about the social media attention. And I'm glad we're on a podcast. I never said it. I said, what if he did not want you on there because he didn't feel like it was conducive?
I would
for
like you to play it back because you did say insecure.
No, I said if it wasn't conducive to y'all relationship, because this is what you said.
We can agree to disagree.
You said, and I repeat, I would give up my career because it would be growing a family. And then you said
if you're watching, if you can rewind it back just a tad bit, I believe
You know, said, hey, we here.
Okay.
You did say insecure.
Okay, if I said insecure, I'm sorry.
And that's why I said it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just say that word.
I don't think you meant to say insecure.
No, I don't think
I don't think you meant to say insecure, but I think because that's the vocabulary that's used a lot when it comes
because
to
I don't think he's insecure.
But you did say it.
But I don't think.
Let the record show.
I think what you was trying to say. I think what you was trying to say was like to secure the relationship more. You know what I'm saying, and not to put the relationship at risk. Would you be willing to give up social media?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, but.
I would say if I was posting content similar to what we just saw, I would definitely consider.
No, if you was posting that type of content, you definitely not giving it up because it's a reason and attention that you got.
But what I'm gonna say is, if my husband was saying, "Hey, I don't like the fact that you're on here doing bikini posting and all that kind of stuff," I would definitely not subject my marriage and my family to that. But the content that I post, I'm not getting ready to give that up because you're insecure about me posting questions.
Well, we're not talking about him being insecure. I mean that's the reiterated that it's conducive to keeping the relationship.
Keeping the relationship what?
So why? Because he doesn't like you posting that type of content, or don't like the access.
Questions?
The access that the world or other men have to you through social media.
Well, I will delete Messenger. That's a social media platform.
So that's your compromise?
Yeah, I'll delete Messenger.
Okay. I was just asking.
I will. They will only have
It's a weird.
access to me.
It's weird.
publicly.
It's a weird that, like I said, you'll give up your business, but when it comes to social media, that's your hard stop.
The only reason I said I would give up my business is because I couldn't do it while I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I could,
No, but like you said, you didn't want to pursue get into get pregnant and married because you wanted to get your career to a certain point.
right. Well, I just used
But
your
you-
scenario
but
that you gave me.
No, this is what you said. You said you would give it up.
You
to-
proposed a scenario if I met my husband today,
right,
right? And so in the scenario that you proposed,
right.
that would be what I would choose. Yes. In that scenario that you proposed.
And from that same scenario, I said you would give up your business, but you would not give up your social media in the same scenario.
In the same scenario, I would not, because me being on social media will not affect my pregnancy. Just like
But
me being
no,
pregnant
no,
and my
but hold
business
on.
won't.
But we didn't say you was giving up your business for the health of your pregnancy though.
Didn't you just say if I was
No.
gonna meet my husband and
I
have a
said-
baby?
No, I
No,
said
he was talking
no,
about for a relationship.
for a relationship. That this is what I know for sure.
Okay.
I said to you, and we can rewind this one.
Well, I
I
won't
said-
be having a baby in a relationship.
Well, I said if you met a man today, he wanted to get married and he wanted to have a baby in a year, would you give up your business? Not for health, but for the man and the relationship. And
Yes.
you said yes.
Yes, I would.
So
I would say yes because I can't work and have my baby. That is why I would say yes. Not because I found this man and he was just so great, but because of
that
this.
moonwalk coming in smooth.
I'm just giving the answer. I'm being very clear with where I'm coming from.
That moonwalk coming in, so mama, y'all done taught her with. I tell you that. That
I was
a
one with
man
the gift
won't
of gab.
a man won't pull the woods over this one. I
No.
give you that one. I give you that one. So it's getting late. We've been on here 3 hours. What your mama said? If a woman is nurturing her relationship with her, let me just put it on the screen. So they get
Come on, mama. Get
Let's
him
see-
together,
let's see
honey.
what your
While you on
Let's
vacation
see.
with your man, girl. Let him know what's up.
and tell Pops I said what's up. If a woman is nurturing her relationship with her man, there is no need for him to feel insecure. Now, the content is questionable. There should be changes made, but there should be a mutual compromise. I'm gonna say this,
Is
Mama.
there's all go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, Mama. If I'm paying all the bills, and it is gonna be hard to compromise if I got to pay all the bills and go out work and all of that. And I know we're gonna have it's gonna be well, I'm at home and doing all this with the kids. Well, I can stop paying the bills if you're gonna post the content and then you got to go to work or something like that. Like it's the leverage, and a lot of relationships are about leverage. So
And we can sit here and talk about 50-50 all day, but one or another is going to have leverage in a relationship.
right, yeah, somebody's got to have the leverage. And I this is what I think, and this is just from seeing my parents. They've been together. I'm 33, so they've been together. Dang, they've been together 40 years, right? Yeah, because they was together 7 years before they had me. So, from what I see, this is from the observation of them. It's like a power struggle till it ain't one day. It's like they whole dynamic. It's just two old people together. It just don't even seem like my mom was like, I'm not going nowhere. I don't care if he cheats. Like she literally says, she's like, I don't care if he cheats or whatever. I'm not even going nowhere. Like I'm very comfortable. I'm very happy. Like it is what it is. And my dad's like, I love your mom and I love being under her, and we're gonna travel the world and just do all of this stuff we couldn't do because y'all were in the house and I wasn't making this much money that I'm making now. So we're just gonna enjoy ourselves. So it's just like I think a power struggle till it ain't no more. Like I don't even think they even care. And I don't think as men, from what I see, when they get old, I don't even think they even care about chasing women like that. Like the headache of it. Like even me being 33, like chasing women is just not like something. Ugh.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, like that ain't.
Peace, bro. Like I've heard a guy mention one of the guys I follow on YouTube. He was like, a woman could be laying in a bed in the nude, and it could be a box of cigarettes laying next to her. He said that man will be liable to grab that box of cigarettes and fire one up as he's leaving the room. Like that's how much he, like his desire for wanting like women goes down so much as we get older. because we understand that, yeah, she could be there for our doing, but what is going to come after that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus just getting that instant gratification and peace, just getting that box of cigarettes and letting it and putting some smoke in there.
Yeah, and we at the age now. We too old to be just out here just having casual sex, dog. Like that shit. It's nothing like when you get to a certain age and you've been there, done it. I think that's a true statement. Sometimes you're like, now granted, I'm gonna say this too. Sometimes certain points, like the life we're at right now, it might be at this level of life.
Facts.
Because then you have like a Diddy on Breakfast Club talking about, hey, I got like 12 bitches. I'm $1 billion nigga. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I said, like the life we live right now, it might just be different. It might be our tax bracket. I don't know.
Because, bro, they say it gets greater later, man.
Yeah, because men typically earn more when they get older too. So that's why you see when you see the niggas in the Corvettes, they typically old men in Corvettes. So
yeah,
it is what it is. So we're about to get up out of here. Is there anything y'all want to leave the good people with tonight?
Enjoy your soft girl era. Do not allow these men to deter you. Do not allow these men to deter you and police you with what you want to wear when you have your sentimental messages that you want to get out there. Do what you got to do. I'm just like, I'm just kidding.
I can't believe you did that.
I'm just kidding. I really enjoyed you guys very much.
Thank you for
having
coming.
me.
thank you.
I enjoyed it. Brad, you want to say anything?
Ladies, don't be out here faking the funk. You know, if you not soft, don't be trying to be soft, you know. And if you do have the desires to be soft, you know, go with it with good intentions. And then also too, surround yourself with individuals who are already in a position that you want to be in.
And that's a word. Thank y'all for tuning in to the New Normal Podcast, where we talk about what's really real. If you're over there on YouTube, make sure y'all like, comment, and especially subscribe. If you're on our Facebook, make sure y'all follow the page, share it, give us content. Y'all want us to talk about or discuss. It's the New Normal Podcast, and we are gone.